Stand up, New York Mets fans. Told you guys I would do I'm going to do one of the games of the doubleheader. I was considering doing both the other day when I streamed the game one of the series, but I'm actually going to game two tonight. So I'm probably going to have to end this stream regardless at about 4 or 4:05 because I have tickets to tonight's game and I'm leaving around 4:20. 4:25ish to get there a bit early. I'm sure it's going to be a sold out stadium today. Huge series. I believe Max Scherzer's pitching the second game, which I'm excited about. So I'm going to be going to tonight's game and tomorrow night's game. So I'm going to get to see Jacob deGrom tomorrow. So really looking forward to it. But I've been really excited about this series. Like I said, wanted to do at least a couple of games for you guys. Start to get some Mets streams up on the channel. Went to FanFest yesterday. If anybody wants to talk about that, absolutely. Didn't feel the need to really make a video yet. It still practices. I'm not going to read too much into the bad or the good, but the offense looked bad. And if you're an optimistic fan, you can say, oh, the defense looks great. And if you're, a pessimistic fan, you can say, oh, the offense looks horrible. It's why it's almost impossible to analyze a team during practices when they're going up against one another. We'll have to wait and see, but the offensive line looked really bad. And a lot of optimistic fans will say, well, Kayvon Thibodeau looked really good. And then you can say to yourself, well, did he look really good because the offensive line was really bad? So I'm not reading too much into anything until such time we start to see this team at least playing preseason when we get an opportunity to analyze our players going up against other teams. But really excited for today's game for the New York Mets. Of course, we dropped the game yesterday 9-6. We were down, I think it was 8-0 in like the second inning or whatever it was. The Mets fought back, but in the end came up short. Taijuan Walker got absolutely drilled. I had a bad feeling he was going to get hit hard in that game. I think he played I think he has like a bad record against the Braves historically. Like he really struggles against them. So a lot of people thought he was going to struggle. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. So hopefully we can bounce back today, at least get a split. I'm hoping obviously for a sweep, but a huge set of 2 games today for the New York Mets. What's going on, John, man? What's going on, Legendary, man? What's going on? Tommy Doyle in the house, man. What's going on? Milk the Cow, man. JJ in the house, man. What's going on, man? He also got hurt. I didn't even get a chance to see the game. I saw the end of it because I was at FanFest, so I didn't even get a chance to see the game. I know he got taken out early. I just assumed it was because he gave up so many runs. Nick, man, what's going on? What did you talk to Gates about? I didn't talk to Gates about much. I met Nick Gates yesterday. He showed up at the tailgate. Didn't talk to him about much. Just a really cool guy, man. Just asked him how the recovery's going. He said it's going great. Got to shake his hand, got to take a picture. And it was awesome. Nick Gates, I'll say this, man, and don't get me wrong. For an average human being, he is massive. He is huge. But for an offensive lineman, I was actually like, he's not as big as I thought he would be. But, maybe that has something to do with the fact that he's, hasn't been playing football because he's been rehabbing. He's got to work up a little bit more muscle, but he's definitely a big guy. Let's see. Let's go, Mets. What's going on, Sway, man? The Kerm. What's good, Chris and company, man? What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Appreciate everybody for being here. Hopefully we have a good stream today. Hopefully the Mets come out with a W. And thank you to everybody, man, for being here. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Let me get the YouTube chat up because I don't want to miss anything in case like a member chat or something. I'll read off this. He's 6'6". I mean, is he really 6'6"? I didn't look at his height. I saw that his weight is 306. Bobby looked at least 3 inches taller to me, and I didn't think Bobby was 6'9". Thought he was more like 6'7". But regardless, he's a big dude. Braves are taking 4-5. Get the hell out of here with that J-Dog, you lunatic. There's no chance, man. I think the first game today is going to be Bassett. Let me pull up the lineups real quick. But I think Bassett's pitching the first game for the Mets. The second game is going to be the better pitching matchup, which I'm going to. It's going to be Scherzer versus Fried. But the opening is going to be Odorizzi versus. Oh, I'm sorry. David Peterson is pitching. They're going with Peterson today. Interesting. So the Mets are throwing the lefty today. David Peterson going up against Odorizzi. The lineup is going to be Brandon Nimmo starring Marte, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Vogelbach, Jeff McNeil, Tyler Naquin, Luis Guillerme, and James McCann. For the Braves, it'll be Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud, Robbie Grossman, William Contreras, Orlando Arcia, and Michael Harris. So those are the starting lineups for both teams. But yeah, Peterson's getting the start today. At least that's what it says. I'm going to eat Los Amigos. All right, Jameson, man, you enjoy that, buddy. I didn't see the reasoning behind that. I just got done walking my dog, and I was just under the assumption it'd be Bassett, but Peterson's pitching today. Maybe somebody in the chat knows why. Why Bassett got skipped. Let me look. I don't see anything recently. I don't see anything. So maybe somebody in the chat knows. I don't know. But no, it's gonna be Peterson today. David Peterson, Tommy. Let's see. Is it because of the doubleheader? That's all. I mean, yeah, perhaps. And maybe Bassett would be on short rest. I don't know. Maybe that's the reasoning. Did he pitch 2 to 3 days ago? Then that's my mistake, legendary watermelon. That's my mistake then. I thought it was his turn in the rotation. In 2020, I met Evan Ingram on Zoom after I did something for a program that I was in after I left high school. He was so nice. I asked him how was it playing along Eli Manning. He said Evan Ingram always seemed like a super nice guy. He just can't play football. He drops too many passes, man. What's going on, Fabian, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. But I was always rooting for Evan Ingram. I always wanted him to work out, and I hope he does. Yeah, I hope he does good with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But he sucked as a Giant. Game should start in about 15 minutes. Hopefully we get a win today, though. He said it was all an honor. Listen, I'll say this about Evan Ingram, man. You got to give him credit. He handled it with class. You know, a lot that is hard to handle the scrutiny the way that he did. A lot of guys fold under the pressure. He handled it with class. I'll give him credit for that. Chris, great start from Walker last night. Yeah, garbage. It's all right, man. We're not going to win every game. The Braves are a really good team. If we take 3 out of 5, you should be happy in this series. You're hoping for at least a split today. I mean, if we get a sweep, then it's icing on the cake tomorrow with Jacob deGrom pitching. But you're hoping we get at least a split today, and then Jake has an opportunity to win the series tomorrow. That's the goal today, a minimum of a split, hoping for a sweep. Obviously, the bigger advantage for us is probably going to be the second game today because Max Scherzer's pitching. We got Peterson going first. But Peterson's been pretty good for the Mets this year when given the opportunity. What's up, Chris? Good luck to your Mets. I can't wait for the Giants either, man. Andrew, man. Thank you so much for popping in. I was pretty devastated that Christian Vasquez. Yeah. I thought the Mets might be in on Vasquez. Didn't happen. Chris, good to see you. The Mets added some good players at the deadline. Vogelbach and Rupp. Yeah, man. Our DH looks a lot better than it has, before the trade deadline. Dom Smith was not getting it done. J.D. Davis was not getting it done, even though he had a home run, I think, the game after we traded him. But our DH situation looks a lot better than it once did. That's for damn sure. I'm going to my 7th MLB game in a few weeks. It will be my 6th Phillies game. This time it's Pittsburgh, and I went to one. That's awesome, man. Enjoy the game, Justin. Phillies are looking better, and you're beating up on the Nationals right now. I think you're only 9 back now of the Mets, but you're in the wild card position, so I think they got a good shot to make the playoffs. Hey, Chris, you think the Mets should go after Trey Mancini in free agency? I have no idea what our team is going to look like. We have so many pending free agents. I'm more so worried about the players currently on the Mets and who we're going to bring back and who we're not before I start to realize, before I start to analyze what outside acquisitions the Mets could be making. We have so many pending free agents. I mean, Brandon Nimmo, you've got Jacob deGrom potentially. He's going to opt out. Edwin Diaz, a bunch of the starting pitchers on this team. So I want to get that sorted out before I start to worry about who we're going to bring in to replace some of the guys that we lose. JJ says Alvarez hit another bomb last night. I think he's going to end up being called up with lack of production we're getting from the catcher. I could see Alvarez getting called up. I still worry about Alvarez defensively, especially in a playoff setting. But if he's rocking the ball, you have to call him up because he can provide a boost as a DH. But he has no experience catching these pitchers. So I think it's kind of hard to ask him to come in with like 50 games to go in the season and then, start being a catcher in big playoff games. But I would like to see him called up to at least provide a spark in a pinch hitting situation and potentially DH from time to time. JD Sportsman, what's going on, man? Tana, life in New York City, went out last night, have some drinks, park my car, and it gets relocated by the NYPD. Glad it wasn't towed. Picking up now. Was celebrating Thibodeau living in the backfield. Thibodeau had a good day yesterday, man. No doubt about it. The offensive line, though, JD, I don't know about that. But I'm glad that hopefully everything works out with your car, man. I remember living in Brooklyn. So I never got towed, but I did get the boot one time, and it's annoying. You always have to switch sides of the street when it comes to parking. Lindor needs to start hitting for the Mets offense to be good. He will. I mean, Lindor has been hitting. Lindor's been hitting great for the Mets over the last month. He's been our best hitter. So, yeah, not concerned about that. He's been our best hitter over the last month or so. Well, he was the catcher for deGrom. Yeah, 1 start, milk the cow. But 1 start. Fabian, what's going on? He says, #1 mod in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. And Nick DeWick, there's a member chat. He says, got Joe Shane autograph. I caught a t-shirt yesterday. My friend got a pass from Kadarius Toney. Then I walked out with Saquon to meet. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I saw the for my actually a videotape that I put on Twitter. I saw for my seats that Kadarius Toney was having a catch with the fans, and that was really cool. That was awesome. Yeah, Lindor's been good, muted ground, man. Lindor's been good. People just hate on Lindor because of the contract. And it's New York, and you understand that. But Lindor's been good for the Mets this year. I think last year he underperformed a bit due to he was hurt. Well, he got hurt, but also due to the fact it was his first year here, big expectations. I'm not saying he's been incredible this year, but he's definitely been very good. And probably deserves strong all-star consideration. He's been one of our best players. What's going on, Landon, man? Let's see. I think he has, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has the highest WAR on the team. I'm not a huge analytics guy, but I was looking at it yesterday, and I think he has the highest WAR on the Mets team. And I think Pete might be second. I can't remember. Nimmo's up there as well. Marte's up there. But I think Lindor is the highest WAR on the Mets. Player of the game today. Oh, man. Prediction. I'm going to go Lindor just because we got J-Dog talking shit about him. I think Lindor goes out there and he has a 3-hit game and the Mets get a W. Tana, what role do you see for Julian Love? He's going to be the starting safety. At least to start the year, especially after Belton went down. Yeah, he's absolutely going to be the starting safety opposite of Xavier McKinney. And I think he fits this defense very well. He's a very versatile player, so I'm excited to see how he looks in the scheme. Brandon Nimmo, player of the game. Cole, I hope so, man. FanFest was a blast, man. It was fun getting to meet all the fans. It was so much fun, man. Getting to meet everybody. The tailgate before, getting to hang out with license plate guy, Bobby, Justin, so many subscribers of the channel, taking all the pictures, all the people that showed so much appreciation, and just getting to talk to Giants fans. It was awesome. The practice was the practice. There wasn't much great to take out of it, but it's practice. I'll wait until the preseason and the regular season to start getting hyped up or depressed. Bassett plays the Reds Monday. Okay. Good. We should beat up on the Reds. That's a series. I expect a sweep. Should at least get 2 out of 3. But right now I'm focused on winning 2 out of 3 against the Braves, and we got our 2 best pitchers going in 3 of those games. And if we could win this game, then that gives us a shot to potentially take all 3. Chris, what pick do you have? I do know because I didn't do well last year. It's definitely top 5 in my keeper league. It's not 1 or 2. It's between 3 and 5. I don't remember what pick it is, but it's a keeper league. So you got to realize not a lot of the top players are going to be available because they're kept from the previous season. Which players are available, I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't even think all the keeps are in yet. But I can tell you who I'm keeping right now. One of them. I don't even remember my full team. It's a 2-quarterback league, so quarterbacks are a lot more valuable. You start 2 quarterbacks instead of 1. I drafted Trey Lance last year, I think in the 11th round, which is really good for a guy that is probably going to be a top 10 to 15 fantasy quarterback this year in a 2-quarterback league. So I'm going to be keeping him. I drafted him just to be able to keep him over the next 2 years. And then I don't remember the other 2. I have a running back that I'm going to keep. I don't remember. I don't remember my team, though, but I'm definitely keeping Trey Lance. 8-2 Mets booking, man. What's going on, Landon, man? Thanks for popping the stream, man. Did I get a red carpet reception? I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I got to hang out with a lot of fans. It was awesome, man. I got to take a lot of pictures. I retweeted a lot of them on Twitter, and it was just a lot of fun, man. I'm gonna listen to the Braves of the car on the radio. All right, man. Be good, buddy. Don't draft any Giants play. I'll probably take a couple of flyers. I'll probably take a flyer late on a guy like Wendell Robinson. If Barkley falls to the right spot, I'll probably take a shot on him because I do think he's going to have a good year. Kadarius Toney, same thing, but I'm not going to overdraft Kadarius Toney. I like him, but I'm not going to overdraft him. Big Blue in the Bronx. Which food you like the best? I'm going to go with the pasta, but I'm an Italian, man. I love the pasta. But to be honest with you, Big Blue in the Bronx, I didn't eat as much as I normally would because I'm on a diet. So I kind of tried to limit the intake, especially knowing that I'm going to be going to 2 Mets games the next 2 days. I'm going to the game tonight and the game tomorrow. So I said, all right, I'm not gonna overeat. I had a little bit of the pasta. I nibbled around, but I'm really trying to stay committed and dedicated to losing weight, man. I've really made that a focal point, and somehow I went to the tailgate yesterday, and I weigh less today than I did yesterday. So I was amazed by that. But I had some of the pasta. Chris, I'm going to the Chicago Bears versus New York Giants game in week 4. I'm especially excited. I'm going to be there too, so hopefully I get to meet you, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Take Bellinger in the last round? Maybe I will. I personally don't think Bellinger is going to be much of a fantasy factor, but maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe he will be more involved in the offense than I think. I think he's going to be used primarily as a blocker, but maybe I'll take a flyer on him. Maybe I will. It's always fun to have a couple of Giants on the team. What day are you going to camp? I'm going to camp on Tuesday. That's the next day I'll be at Giants camp on Tuesday. And then we'll be live. We'll have a Giants live stream on Tuesday, like I've done the previous 2 training camps that I've went to at night. Maybe I'll have another guest on, maybe Hub. I know he's going to be there. I had Bobby last time. Maybe I'll have the Hub this time. Who knows? But yeah, plan on doing another live stream Tuesday night. And then obviously on Thursday, and I think Monday we're doing the Talk of Giants show with Bad Dog on his channel. And then I think on Thursday, I think it is, we'll be live streaming the first preseason game. So we'll have a lot to talk about. And then I'll probably start to get like regular Giants live streams, like midday live streams once or twice a week as the preseason gets underway and we have some more stuff to talk about. I'm going Tuesday. Yeah, Sean, man, definitely, man. When you go into the main entrance, you're gonna see stands on the left. Don't go if you want to see me. Don't go to the stands on the left. If you go straight ahead, there's going to be stands on the, straight ahead. And I'm going to be the first set of stands. That's where I sit. I'm going to be with Bobby and Justin on the first set of stands when you go straight ahead, not going to the left. There's about 3 or 4 sets of stands to the left. And then there's like 2 or 3 sets of stands straight ahead. I'm going to be the first one. Also be at Camp Tuesday. Yeah, Big Blue, man. Definitely, man. Looking forward to seeing you again, man. Got to see you yesterday at the tailgate. Was a lot of fun, man. Tina, going to the Giants-Patriots game Thursday. That's awesome, man. Enjoy it, Zany. Enjoy it. I didn't even remember, Zany, who we were playing in preseason. But we play the Patriots, it seems, every year in preseason. We play the Jets. So, yeah, man, enjoy it, man. Joe Judge, the return of Joe Judge. Can't wait, man. Can't wait, man. I can't wait till football actually matters. Tina, any advice for my wife leaving me? Jay Fleming says. I hope you're kidding. I hope somebody, maybe you're not, so I don't want to make light of it. But my advice, if that's true, have a divorce party. Live it up, man. You're free. Go out there, improve yourself, and go find somebody better for you, man. That's all I'm going to tell you, my man. Let's see. Tana, I'm going to wear the Shep 3 jersey. All right, man. I'll see you, man. I'll see you. After Walker's awkward moment, he wasn't playing like himself. What's up, Joey Musa in the chat, man? Good to see you, buddy. Anybody look good yesterday? Yeah, I mean, everybody's raving about Kayvon Thibodeau. What you expect? He's the rookie. He's the big name. I will be completely honest. And again, by no means am I panicking. By no means am I trying to be a negative fan. By no means am I even taking much out of a scrimmage and a practice where the teams are going up against one another. But I left it being underwhelmed with the offense. I thought the offensive line looked absolutely horrible. Now, an optimistic fan will say, well, the defense must look great. And maybe that's the case. I hope that's the case. But in terms of pass protection, I thought the offensive line looked absolutely pitiful. And Daniel Jones left a lot to be desired. He made a couple of decent and good throws, but there were times he had some time in the pocket, missed on some throws. So that was my take out of the practice. The offense looked stagnant. The defense looked really good. Hopefully the offense, hopefully both units look great. Our first preseason game against the Patriots when they're not going up against one another. Think Azeez Ojulari regresses this year in terms of sack totals. I don't know, Jay Fleming. I will see, but I mean, one, is he going to be there day one, right? If he's not going to play all 17 games, I probably agree with you. But I think the type of defense that we run and the fact that he has Kayvon on the other side should only help him. You would think that Kayvon, if he is what we hope he could be, is going to command extra attention on the other side. Also, like I said, the fact that Wink is going to be ultra aggressive, you would think that would lend itself to potentially more sacks. So I don't know. I could see Azeez having a pretty good year this year for the Giants. What's up, Jeremy? Let's get the win today, man. In my opinion, KT and Azeez gonna put on a show. I hope so, Jacob, man. Chris, Mets aren't beating the Padres in the wild card round. They're not gonna play the Padres. As long as we win the division, we're not gonna be playing the Padres. We can't. So I'm not worried about the Padres if we win the division. What are your impressions of Evan Neal so far? I'm not panicking about Evan Neal. I'll say it right now. I expect Evan Neal to struggle. I expect Evan Neal to struggle for the first month of the season. And if he proves me wrong, I'm going to be ecstatic. But he's a rookie tackle. Tackle is one of the hardest positions to transition from college to the NFL. So I don't think you're going to see a finished product right away. I think it's going to take some time. And Giants fans should have learned that with Andrew Thomas. So I'm not panicking. I'm not upset. I think he's going to get better. I think right now he's thinking a lot. He's probably learning new tactics or a new blocking scheme, everything else he's learning in camp. And he's going to learn on the fly while he's in the pros. I have no doubt Evan Neal is going to be a very good lineman for a very long time for the New York Giants. But could he get off to a little bit of a slow start? 100%. But I'm not worried about it. You got it, Jacob, man. Thanks for popping in. Tina, I'm probably going to jail for 5 years, so I won't be in there. Don't worry. AJ, man, you're going to jail for 5 years. I don't even want to ask what you're going for. One, I hope they have great Wi-Fi in the cell. I hope you can continue to watch me. And the other bit of advice I could tell you, don't drop the soap, man. Don't drop the soap. I've heard some funny stuff could happen. We're getting ready to go. David Peterson starting for the Mets. He's 5-2 on the year with a 3.54 ERA, 17 games, 13 starts in 73 2/3. He's given up 60 hits, 35 walks, 86 strikeouts, 1.29 WHIP. You buying? No, we're not trading for. We're not trading for Jimmy Garoppolo. Rashawn Slater on the Chargers made the transition. Yeah, well, Rashawn Slater's great, but not every player does that. Some of them do, some of them don't. I mean, if he does, great, but I'm not going to expect that. Hey, what's up, Danny? Can we please get rid of Sandy? He sucks. I want him gone. The lack of moves will get us in the postseason. Well, first off, Epler's the GM. I know Sandy's affiliated with the Mets, but Epler's the GM. And we made moves, but I would have liked a little bit more. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have liked the lefty out of the pen. I'll continue to say that, but hopefully the Mets are able to overcome that in the playoffs. So we're ready to go. Acuna stepping in. One of the better young players in baseball. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Big start today for Peterson. Probably his biggest start as a Met. Actually, it's got to be, right? I got to go to the Jets scrimmage today. All right, big blue man. That's right. You and your brother, you alternate. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's a fastball swung on and chopped off. That'll reach the seats. Strike one. Which in my opinion is a death sentence because you guys might have to play the Padres and Dodgers back to back. Well, we got to win the division. If we win the division, we will not have to play either one of them more than likely until the NLCS. And here's the second pitch. There's a curveball in there for a strike. And there's no reason to think we won't win the division. We're 3.5 up. We got the talent to do it. Our schedule after August sets up very favorable. Here's the 0-2. There's a curveball chopped on the ground to short. Lindor will field it. He'll flip over to the bag. 1 up, 1 down. I'll take it. 3 pitches, 1 out. Peterson will be moved to the bullpen because I agree in the playoffs, Nick, he will, yes. But the question is he good enough? Is he good enough to get out the big-time lefties? But yes, I agree. He's going to be moved to the pen in the playoffs. And hopefully he is. Hopefully he is great out of the pen. It's different coming out of the pen than pitching as a starter. I know he has some experience doing it. Dansby Swanson coming up at 299, 15 home runs, 56 RBI with an 822 OPS. He's 2 for 9 in the series with a ribby. And here's the first pitch. There's a fastball in the outside corner. Swung on and missed. 92 miles an hour on the gun. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's imperative for the Mets to win the division. Here's the 0-1. There's a fastball. Just misses outside. 1-1. No, don't worry about it, the Amazons. I'm glad you had a good time, buddy. Here's the 1-1 from Peterson. And the fastball misses outside. 2-1, 96 miles an hour on the gun. With the lack of bullpen and hitting, DeGrom and Max have to get at least 7 innings and allow no more than 2 runs for us to win. I mean, it's going to be tough to hit against Fried. Fried's a very good pitcher. Here's the 2-1. There's a fastball swung on, line drive to center, but it's going to hang up. 2 up, 2 down. So far, quick work in the first inning. Only 7 pitches for Peterson. Hopefully, you get an efficient first inning. I heard that Aquanu has been really struggling at camp. I have no idea, Mike. I'm sure that's true. I have no idea. I'm a Yankee fan, but if I were a Met fan, I'd be pretty confident versus San Diego. It's LA. San Diego's good, though, man. San Diego's beaten us, I think, 4-6 this year. And, of course, they got Soto and Bell at the trade deadline. I would prefer to avoid them and the Dodgers until the NLCS. Austin Riley going to step in. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, that's lined in the air to left. That's going to drop down for a single, so the Braves have a 2-out base runner. Naquin comes in and fields. It'll flip in. So Austin Riley with the Braves' first hit of the game. Chris, I bet Lindor to get 0 hits this game. Easiest $100 I've ever made. That's unfortunate for you, J-Dog. I'm going to laugh at you when you lose 100. You can't bet against my team, my man. Because I warned you. I told you he's going to get 3 hits today. Jacob, I think they will keep Peterson in the bullpen. I think it's just an oddity today because there's a doubleheader. They're playing 5 games in 4 days. So I think down the stretch, Peterson will go to the bullpen before the playoffs. Devontae says Dodgers should have made more moves at the deadline. All they did was get a washed-up Gallo. Well, the Dodgers are pretty loaded as is. It's kind of hard to improve that team. I mean, they're that good. But I suppose maybe they could have added another pitcher. Here's the 1-0. And there's a fastball. Misses outside off the plate. Peterson revved that one up. That was 99 on the gun to Matt Olson. Doesn't normally throw that high. Here's the 2-0. And the fastball, 95, misses inside, 3-0. So Peterson running the risk of getting a man in scoring position. Olson, one of the better hitters in the Braves lineup. What's going on, AJ Show, man? Thanks for popping in. Here's the 3-0 to Olson. And that's a fastball in there for a strike at the knees. 3-1. Yeah, it was 99, John. I don't think I've ever seen David Peterson throw a pitch 99. What is your prediction for the Giants? What do you mean in terms of record? 7-10. That's about where I've got them. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong, but that's about where I got them. Here's the 3-1. And nice pitch there. I think it was like a slider from Peterson. It might have been like a slurve from Peterson. Swung on and missed. 3-2. Good late break there. Where do you see the Padres now? I still got them 4th in the NL. Probably 3rd. I think I'd have the Braves 4th now. Here's the payoff. Fastball in on the hands. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. I think I'd have it Dodgers, Mets, Padres, Braves. Right now, in terms of my power rankings or whatever you want to call it. I hope Daniel Jones, I won't even call him Danny Dimes. He's got to earn a nickname, but I hope Daniel Jones bowls out this year for us, man. We need it. That's going to be the deciding factor. If we're going to surprise, it's going to come down to the quarterback. Here's the 3-2. And tried to get him to chase with the curveball. Didn't go around, so they'll have 1st and 2nd. 2 down here in the top of the 1st. Scherzer's pitching the night game. He was originally slated to pitch the day game. He's going to pitch the night game now, in which I will be in attendance. So I'm going to have to, like I said at the top of the stream, I'm going to end this around 4 or 4:05, even if it's only in the 7th or 8th inning, because I'm going to the second game. So I got to get ready. But Scherzer's pitching the second game against Max Fried. So 2 out, 2 on, top of the 1st. Jeff Nelson, the home plate umpire. Darno, the former Met at the plate. Here's the first pitch. And Darno thinks it hit him. The umpire said it didn't. It was a curveball down by the ankles. We'll see what happens here. And I don't know if they're going to review this. I think Darno called for the Braves to review it. And it looks like they will. And if he is hit, they're going to have the bases loaded. So Peterson's starting to show some blemishes early on. Yep, hit his foot. So the Braves are going to have the bases loaded. Fried is pitching tonight, man. Fried is pitching tonight. Yeah, I had to get tickets to tonight's game, man. I was already going to tomorrow's game. I was like, screw it. Let's just do it. It's the biggest series of the year. So I'm going to do both games. I'm looking forward to it. I definitely hit his foot. They're still reviewing it, but it's going to be bases loaded. The Giants go in 10 to 11 games if healthy this year because the schedule, most of their games are very winnable. It's possible. I'm not going to set those expectations, but it's certainly possible. Can't believe my White Sox didn't make any moves at the deadline. I thought the White Sox did make a move. I thought they had, I don't remember who it was, but I thought they did make a move. They added somebody. I can't remember the move, though. I think defense this year is going to be legit what we were last year, defense-wise, top half. I hope so. I hope so. The defenses look good so far, but again, I don't know whether that's because they're playing our offense. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a good taste of it in the regular season, but what I'll continue to say is at least we play a favorable schedule in terms of opposing offenses. My top 4 AL teams, Astros 1, Yankees 2, the rest doesn't matter. That's my take on the AL. I don't think anybody's close to those 2 teams. I put the Astros a little bit above the Yankees, and I think they'll meet in the ALCS, and I think it'll go at least 6 games. I'd be shocked if that doesn't happen. I don't think there's anybody close to those 2 teams. I think they're far and away the 2 best teams in the American League. Bases loaded. Top of the first. No, nobody scored yet. No score. Robbie Grossman will step up for the Braves. He's only batting 147. He must be a switch hitter. Oh, no, as a right-handed hitter, he's batting 364, okay. And as a left-handed hitter, he's batting like 170, so he's a much better right-handed hitter, which is why he's in the lineup. Here's the pitch. Fastball drilled to short, and Lindor's going to snow cone it, and the Mets are going to get out of the jam. Oh, man, when Lindor went to go down and catch that ball, I saw a little too much white. Oh, it almost popped out of the mitt. It hit the heel, and then it rolled, and he was able to squeeze onto it before it hit the ground. The Mets are able to get out of it narrowly without giving up any runs. Let's go, baby. Let's go. How about a let's go let's go Giants in the champ, and hey, do it. Astros 1, Yankees 2, Blue Jays 3, rest doesn't matter. Yeah, I would have the Astros a little bit above the Yankees, just like I'd have the Dodgers a little bit above the Mets. But I think they're far and away the 2 best in the American League. National League is much more competitive. The Braves are really good, and obviously the Padres are very good. Even the Phillies are pretty good now. Let's get some freaking runs. Let's get some freaking runs is right, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. AL full of trash, JJ says. Yeah, it's definitely a much weaker league. I'm here. How are you? What's going on, Brandon Schutz, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Hopefully get off to a good start today. We need it. If Daniel Jones wins 1 playoff game, would you give him a new contract or franchise tag? Franchise tag. There's almost no scenario where I'm giving Daniel Jones a multi-year extension at the end of this year. He's got to do what Joe Burrow did to do it. I'm at least get to like an NFC title game. Otherwise, I'm giving him the franchise tag. And he doesn't have much of a leg to stand on, even if he has a great year. So I would make him prove it again. And Jake Odorizzi on the mound for the Braves. I think, didn't he used to pitch for the Rays, or maybe that was somebody else? He's 4-3 with a 3.75, 60 innings, 52 hits, 17 walks, 46 strikeouts with a 1.15 whip. What's going on, MH? Thanks for popping in, buddy. How about a New York team in the series this year? I think we're going to get at least 1. I'm hoping we get 2. But I think one of the Mets or Yankees will make it. I hope we get 2. I would kill for a Subway Series. And here's the starting infield for the Braves. You got Riley at third, Swanson at short. Orcia at second, Matt Olson at first. Contreras behind the dish doing the catching. Nimmo will step up here from the left side. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses way upstairs. Only 90 on the gun there. It looked like he lost complete control. Nimmo in the series, 2 for 8 with a ribby. This is where you got to be. What's going on, MH? My man. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Nimmo. And the fastball in there for a strike. Right down the middle, 1-1. Come on, Nimmo. Work the count, baby. Come on, baby. He was a Ray and a twin, yeah. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses way upstairs. 2-1. So it's been 3 heaters so far from Odorizzi. See if he tries to change it up here with a secondary pitch. And the 2-1 to Nimmo. And the fastball misses upstairs. Good eye. 3-1. Odorizzi early on struggling with his command. Marte on deck. Probably figure Nimmo's taking here based off the fact that he struggled to get the fastball over the plate. But if he gets something to groove, I'm sure he'll step into it. Here's the 3-1. Fastball, and he did get one to groove, but he's going to pop it up to right field. It was middle in. Tried to jack that one. But Acuna's underneath. 1 out. He was probably looking right for that location. He got it, and he took a shot. Marte coming up. As a Phillies fan, I'm rooting for you all so we can catch up with the Braves. All right, Anthony. We'll take it, man. As a Phillies fan, it really shouldn't matter. Because you should be trying to catch up to both. But either way, you're going to benefit. Marte stepping in from the right side. Here's the pitch. And the curveball in there for a strike. 0-1. Big looping, 12-6. Marte batting .298, 11 homers, 48 RBI, 807 OPS. He's 2 for 9 in the series. Here's the 0-1. And fastball misses upstairs. 1-1. Good eye there by Marte. My man Christopher's. What's going on, Goat? Good to see Goat, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Here's the 1-1 to Starling Marte. Odorizzi looks in for the sign. Looks like the catcher's lining up outside. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on a miss right down the middle. 1-2. Marte with a good healthy cut there. Pete Alonso on deck. Philly's realistic eye is the second wild card spot. More than likely, I agree with you, MH. But you never know. I mean, if they get really hot, things could, we saw how quickly the Braves caught up over about a month. Here's the 1-2. And it hit him. Marte was starting to swing or check his swing. Looks like he got hit on the wrist. And hopefully he's all right. He's not down on the ground or anything, but he's walking at least slightly towards the dugout. May get looked over by the trainers. Hopefully everything's all right here. Buck on the top step of the dugout. Always looks pissed off when a Met gets hit. We've been hit way too many times this year. I think that's about 70 on the year. I'm not sure if we still lead the majors, but we were for a long time. Yeah, it looks like it hit him either in the forearm or the wrist. Wrist. Oh, right on the wrist. That's about as bad of a spot as there could be to get hit by a pitch, man, because there's no fat there, man. It's all bone. And they're working out his wrist right now over at first base. Team doctor checking it out. He's going to stay in. He'll be all right. Lindor coming up. Yeah, this is a doubleheader. Yep, I'm going to the second game. There it is. 71 batters have been hit this year, most in Major League Baseball. Mets have been hit 71 times this year. And they actually had a long stretch where they didn't get hit. For a while, they were getting hit like every game. Marte takes a big lead off first base. Lindor steps in from the left side. And here's the pitch by Odorizzi from the stretch. Fastball misses upstairs. He has had command issues with that heater. And Lindor, for his career, has done really well against Odorizzi. 25 at-bats. He's 9 for 25, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBI. So he's batting .360 and 25 AB's career off this pitcher. Odorizzi from the stretch. Here's the 1-0. And another fastball. Ooh. It was close. Looked like it could have been a little high. The umpire gives it to him. 1-1. I'm expecting us to make the second wild card spot if we get Harper back. I agree with you, Anthony. I agree. I think you and the Padres are battling out. I could see the Padres getting the first wild card. We'll see. Depends what happens with the Braves and Mets. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses outside. 2-1. Everything's been high though, man. He's not with his fastball. When he misses, it's been high. Lindor got the average up to 262. He was hovering around about 245, 250 for a while, basically all year, and he's been hot as of late. Here's the 2-1, and it's a slow roll up along the third baseline. There's going to be trouble, and the Mets are going to get an infield single, and J-Dog just lost $100. Hit them where they ain't, J-Dog, as Lindor will take it. That's a line drive in the box score, my man. First and second, one down for the New York Mets. Got it off the end of the bat. Let's go, Mets. Let's take two, man. What's going on, Killer Man? Thanks for popping in. That was about a 30-foot single that counts just as much as a 400-foot single. Alonso coming up batting 278, 29 homers, 91 ribeye steaks, 907 OPS. One more thought, Chris. The offense may have struggled, but we didn't really see a lot of the things they're going to use in the season. I agree, Nick. That's why you can't read too much into practice, good or bad. And you really can't read too much into the first preseason game, good or bad, if we're being honest. Alonso's going to step up from the right side. Looking for his 30th jack on the year. He's got the axe handle bat. Looks pissed. Braves had an opportunity in the first, couldn't do it. We'll see if the Mets can cash in with theirs. Odorizzi checks Marte back to second. Comes to the plate. First pitch, misses upstairs. Odorizzi really struggling with that fastball. Highest OPS on non-fastballs this year, they're showing the stat. Alonso is 5th in the majors. Yordan Alvarez leads in that statistic. Austin Riley 2nd, Goldschmidt 3rd, Aaron Judge 4th, and Pete 5th on non-fastballs. He's got an OPS of 915. And the 1-0 to Alonso. And that is drilled. And that's going to drop in for a single. That should play to run. They're going to send Marte, and the Mets get the early lead. 1-0. And again, the fastball upstairs. Odorizzi has not been able to command that heater. And Pete saw it, let her high, outside, went with it, drilled it the other way. Mets have runners on the corners. They're in business. 1-0 Metsies. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Change that scoreboard. Booyah. Steve Max says, let's go, Mets. Got to get the runner from 30. Yep, I'm with you, JJ. Got to get a sac fly here. Get the runner in. Just keep moving the train, my man. Big Meat Pete, Justice says, let's go. The NL East is under. I agree. I think the NL East is the best division in baseball. We have 3 playoff teams. And 3 good ones. Vogelbach stepping in here from the left side. Here's the pitch by Odorizzi. Curveball misses downstairs. Good job there laying off. So Odorizzi, maybe he'll abandon that fastball because he can't throw it for a strike. Vogelbach on the year batting 238, 14 homers, 39 RBI. But as we all know, he is a much different hitter against righty pitching. And so far with the Mets, he's been fantastic. The 1-0 from Odorizzi. And the fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. Again, high, though. What's going on, a fan with a mic, man? Yeah, I'll take a sac fly. I mean, I'd take a home run, but got to get this running. Got to get this running. Here's the 1-1. And that misses outside. 2-1. And what I will say, obviously, Vogelbach is a prime double play candidate. He's not fleet of foot. But the way Odorizzi's been pitching, he's been unable to get the ball down, at least with his fastball. It seems like it sets up well for Vogelbach to try to get this ball in the air. Here's the 2-1. And a swing and a miss. Fastball outside. Got him to. It might have been a chase. It might have been on the outside corner. Either way, it's a strike. 2-2. Jeff McNeil on deck for the Mets. So Vogelbach got to shorten up the swing a little bit here. Took a hefty cut there. Just get it in the air, my man. And the 2-2 pitch. That misses upstairs. 3-2. That was his wildest fastball, also his fastest. He tried to turn that one up. It was 93 on the gun, but he missed way outside. Up and out. 3-2. So it'll be a payoff pitch. Odorizzi from the stretch. And the 3-2. Fastball, that is drill. That's going to get through for a base hit. That should send Pete to third. The Mets are going to go up 2-0. Runners on the corners as the polar bear sprints to third. Let's friggin' go. 2-0 Metsies. Vogelbach has been a beast for the New York Mets since being acquired. The hefty lefty. I don't know. We haven't had a great running trio since Earth, Wind, and Fire. Vogie Killer says, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go, Mets. Steven says, I think the Phillies get Trey Turner next. Oh, maybe. But a good piece hit in there by Vogelbach. That's what I'm talking about. John says, look at Pete. Look at the polar bear running. Looks like he's running for some fresh fish. So Mets will have runners on the corners. The Goon Platoon. I like it, Steve. Runners on the corners here for the Mets. Odorizzi from the stretch. 1 out. McNeil with a chance to drive in a run. First pitch, curveball. That's hit back up the middle. This is a potential double play. Donsby steps on second, throws to first, and they're going to get out of it. But the Mets do play 2. Probably going to need more runs because we saw that Peterson struggle there in the first inning, but a good start for the Mets offense. 2-0 Mets here at the end of 1. What's up, Alex, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. We'll take it. We'll take it. Good start. If the Mets could win this game, you get two, or at least 2 in the series, and then you got Scherzer and obviously Jake on deck. You have to figure out worse. You're getting a split with that. So you should win the series if you can win this game with the potential to take 4-5. If we could ever take 4-5, which I'm not calling for, but if we ever could, you're looking at a 6.5 game lead in the division. So we'll see what happens. And there's our first Keith Hernandez coin gallery commercial. Usually get 3 of these a game on average. Yeah, 3 out of 5 is great. We expand the lead to 4.5 if we do that. 4 out of 5 is heaven, but 3 out of 5, I'll sign up for that right now. And if we win this game, odds are we're going to get at least 3 out of 5. Braves still have Fried and Strider going next 2 games, though, both real tough pitchers. Yeah, well, let's say if we win this, get a split, 3 out of 5. You take that. I'll take R2 against their 2, so we should at least get a split. Do you think the Knicks are going to get Mitchell? I have no idea. I hope, but I have no idea. It's going to come down. It's going to come down to Utah. Are they actually going to trade the guy? But if they trade him, yeah, I think we stand a good chance because I think we have just as much to offer as anybody else. Trey Lance looking good at camp for my Niners. I think Trey Lance can have a big year for the Niners. That's why I drafted him last year in my keeper league. I'm going to have him on my fantasy team this year, starting at one of my 2 quarterback spots. I think Trey Lance is going to have a big year. If there's one team I trust in their evaluation, it's the 49ers. They're one of the best teams in terms of player evaluation. They traded 3 first-round picks to get this kid. Shanahan has a great scheme. He's a great play caller. And they got all the weapons, man. So I think he's going to have a big year. First pitch to Contreras, fastball misses downstairs, and it's why I'm going out on the limb, Killer, because everybody's going to take chalk. Everybody's going to go Bucks. Everybody's going to go Rams. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. I'm taking the Niners to the Super Bowl. Bills, Niners. That's my pick. Alien says the NL East is the only division where every team has won a World Series after the Mets and the hold on, I'll get to that 1 second. Here's the 1-1. Fastball in there for a strike. Looks like Peterson got the benefit of the doubt there. Might have been a little bit off the plate. And as a matter of fact, I think the Mets called it a ball on their scoreboard. They had a 2-1, but I think, in fact, it's 1-2. It looked like he called it. He called it a strike. Here's the 1-2, and that's in the dirt. 2-2. Alien says the NL East is the only division where every team has won a World Series. After the Mets win the World Series this year, all NL East teams will have won a World Series in the 21st. Is that true? I did not know that. That's a good stat. I did not know that. Here's the 2-2. Curveball swung on and missed. Good pitch there by Peterson. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second. Good break. I will say this so far today. Peterson's breaking ball has had a really good break on it, at least so far. That had a good dip to it. So 1 out here in the top of the second. But yeah, let me think. AL East, the Rays have not won. Yeah, well, that's crazy, man. Wow, that's a good stat that I had no idea. And the first pitch from Peterson, fastball misses way outside, 1-0. Mets 21-28. He might be on the mound. What's up, Irish? Here's the 1-0. And that misses downstairs. 2-0. If Mets is listening, I hope he is. If Mets 2128 is on the mound, I have never met a Met fan in my life. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses outside, 3-0. I have never met a Met fan in my life that he loves the Mets, but at the same time, he hates the Mets with all of his being. He questions every single decision in terms of pitching changes. Here's the 3-0. Fastball misses outside, so a 4-pitch walk. I would expect Mets 2128 if he was pitching to probably be punching himself in the face after every pitch. He is an intense individual. Muted Growl says NFC East has to be the only division to have all Super Bowl winners. I'd have to think about that. I know we have the most. We have 13 collectively. I'd have to think. NFC West has the Niners, the Seahawks, the Rams. The Cardinals have not. NFC North, we know the Lions have not. NFC South, Falcons have not. AFC East, the Bills have not. And a curveball misses inside, 1-0. AFC South, several teams have not. AFC North, the Browns have not. And the AFC West, you're absolutely right. The NFC East is the only division where every team has won a Super Bowl. So runner on first, 1 out, 1-0 count here at the top of the second. Oh, the AL Central had everyone win a World Series? Okay, so 2 divisions have done it. Yeah, well, the Royals beat us. The White Sox have won when Ozzie Guillen was the manager. The Tigers have won. Yeah. The Twins won, I think, in like 1990, right around there. Runner on first. 1 out here in the top of the second. Peterson from the stretch. And the curveball on the outside corner. Good break there. 1-1. Did Cleveland win? I'll have to look at that. I don't know if they've won. Maybe they haven't won. If they did, it was a long time ago. Here's the 1-1. Curveball swung on and missed. I'm going to Google that real quick. Well, yes, according to this, they won in 1948 and 1920. So they have won, but it's like ancient baseball. Not in a long time. Bobby Woodruff, my man. Stand up, old member. Good to see you, Bobby, man. Excited to be talking Giants football real soon with you, my man. Here's the 1-2 from Peterson. Lefty-lefty matchup. Curveball swung on it and chopped on the ground. Foul. We'll do it again. So the AL Central and the NL East have both won. All teams have won a World Series. He was close. Here's the 1-2 from Peterson. Fastball swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Peterson. 95 on the gun. Had it up by the letters, kind of jammed him inside. Good pitch. Panthers doesn't have a Super Bowl loss, but yeah, I know, Mike. I was saying I was a lot of teams in the South have them and the Falcons have not won. The Saints, of course, won with Breeze. So 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch for Peterson. Fastball in the outside corner. 94 in the gun. Mets playing the infield pretty much straight up. No shift here. What's going on, MYG? Here's the 0-1. Fastball in there for a strike. Umpire's been a little bit more liberal with his strike zone, it seems, this inning. There's been a couple of pitches that were questionable that he called strikes, but in our favor, so I'll take it. Acuna, 265, 9 homers, 26 RBI. Grounded out his first time up. Here's the 0-2 from Peterson. And the fastball misses upstairs, 1-2. Who else hasn't won a Super Bowl? There's a lot of teams who haven't won a Super Bowl. Matter of fact, there's about 7 or 8 teams who have never been to a Super Bowl, let alone win. Off the top of my head, teams that have never been, you've got the Houston Texans. You've got the, here's the 1-2. And that was almost a wild pitch, 2-2. Houston Texans. Let's see. I know there's a good amount. There's at least 5. Lions, Browns. That's 3 that have never even been. I'll get to it. Chargers have been. Haven't won. Here's the 2-2. And that's chopped on the ground to short. Lindor fields it cleanly, flips over to second, and that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Chargers have been, Pinworm. Haven't won, but they've been. They got blown out against the 49ers in 94. Bottom 2, Mets lead 2-0. Pats have been to plenty, Pinworm. Jaguars, there's another one. Bengals went last year. Haven't won, but they've been before. I know they've been to at least 2 previously, in which they lost to the Niners. I think in both of them, but they may have been another time too. They've been to multiple Super Bowls. Bills have been to 4, haven't won. Cards have been with Kurt Warner. They lost, but they've been. Titans have been. They went there with Steve McNair. Lost to the Rams by a yard. Yeah, I think Ken Anderson took them to another one. Vikings went to 4. They lost all of them, but they've been to 4. The Purple People Eaters. Falcons have been. Haven't won. 28-3. We all remember that game. Let me look real quick. Let's go over all. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's only 3 teams that have never been. Let's see. Bills obviously have been. Dolphins have been. Patriots have been. Jets have been. Bengals have been. Browns have not. Steelers have been. Ravens have been. Titans have been. Colts have been. Texans and Jaguars have not. That's 3. Raiders have been. Broncos have been. Chiefs have been. Chargers have been. NFC East has been. Bears have been, and they've won 1, 85. Lions have not. That's 4, right? Packers, Vikings have been. Falcons have been. Saints have been. Bucks have been. Panthers have been. Rams, Cardinals, not. Yeah, so 4 teams have never been. In terms of never won, you've got the Arizona Cardinals. You've got the Carolina Panthers. You got the Atlanta Falcons. You got the Minnesota Vikings. You got the Detroit Lions. You got the Chargers. You got the Jaguars, Texans, Titans. I think that's 9 or 10. Browns, Cincinnati. And that's it. So it's either 11 or 12. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and fouled off by Naquin. Yeah, we could count the Cowboys. Absolutely. Here's the 0-1 and swung on and chopped on the ground. Foul. Yep, Falcons went into in. I don't think maybe the Vikings have the Vikings won. Maybe they have won. Maybe they won one of the early ones. I know they've been to 4. I don't think they've ever won though. I think they've been to 4 and lost 4. Nate went back in 256, 9 homers. Of course, hit 2 homers the game that I called, the first game of this series. Here's the 0-2. And the fastball misses way upstairs, 1-2. They have not won. Yeah, they've been to 4. I don't think they've won. And here's the 1-2 to Naquin. Fastball jammed him inside. That'll reach the seats. Giants won 4, very close game. The Giants are, I think, the only team. I think they are. I think they're the only team that has at least played a certain amount of NFC championship games, not Super Bowl games, that is undefeated in the history of the NFL. They're 5-0 in championship games. They're 4-1 in Super Bowls. And they were the underdog. Here's the 1-2. And there's a slow roller to the shortstop. They had the shift on. He'll throw it to first. 1 up, 1 down. Naquin grounds out. The Giants were an underdog in both NFC title games under Eli against the Niners and the Packers. I think they were an underdog in 90, if I'm not mistaken, against the Niners. I think it was against the Niners. So that's 3. They were an underdog in terms of NFC title games. They may have even been an underdog against the Vikings. I'm not sure if they were. If they were favored, it was like a coin flip. In terms of their Super Bowls, they were an underdog against the Bills in 90. They were an underdog against the Patriots both times. And they won both of those, all 3 of those. Here's the pitch to Guillerme, and that's in there for a strike, 0-1. So they've only been favored in like 2 or 3 Super Bowls and championships combined in their history, the Giants. 86 favored in both. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a fastball swung on it, fouled off, 0-2. Hi, Chris. I know a good subscriber. I'm taking a break from work to watch you. I appreciate it, man. I don't want you getting fired, but I appreciate you for popping in, and hopefully you're enjoying your lunch if that's what you're doing. Here's the 0-2 to Guillerme. And a fastball swung on and fouled off. Took a good cut at that. FanFest was fun, man. Yeah, man. I remember the Baltimore Super Bowl was horrible. That was probably the most devastated I've ever been as a Giants fan. Not a lot of people always say the singular moment. Here's the 0-2. And a fastball in the dirt. 1-2. A lot of people always say like the singular moment they were most depressed as Giants fans is that Eagles game. And I used to say that too. Obviously the Deshaun Jackson punt return. But the more I think about it, the more I think it's the Ravens Super Bowl in terms of one specific play when the Ravens returned the kick for a touchdown. The Giants were, I don't remember what they were down, but they returned the kick. Here's the 1-2. And that's a curveball lined in the air to right field. Guillerme put something into this. That's off the wall. Guillerme's going to hustle in the second. No, he's not. He's going to pull up at first. So there you go. That's a 400-foot single. That was almost a home run. And that counts just the same as Lindor's 30-foot ground ball in the first inning. But Guillerme put something into that one. So the Mets will have a runner on first here. Just missed it, man. Just missed knocking it out. Hey, Chris, have you ever played any little? Yeah, man. Yeah, I played. Yes, Diaz, I did. I played baseball. The Giants were underdogs when they beat the Niners. Yeah, I thought they were, Joe. I thought they were. That Niners team was great. Dude, do you have permission to do this? What am I doing? Yeah, I have permission to do this. Everybody does this on YouTube. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses outside. What I don't have permission to do is show the game. It's why I don't. Once in a while you get people that'll come in and be like, oh, why aren't you showing the game? You're not allowed to show the game, but you're allowed to do play-by-play. It's like a watch-along. I'm watching the game. I'm telling you guys what's happening. Yes, I'm allowed to do this. I do this all the time. Do it with the Giants, do it with the Knicks, do it with the Mets. McCann at the plate for the Mets. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs. 2-0. You're not actually allowed. You're actually not. Am I not? Okay, Jeff. Well, I've never been told I'm not. So I'm sorry, Jeff. Do you want me to stop, Jeff? Do you want me to stop? And if you do, why are you in here? Here's the 2-0. Thousands of people do this on YouTube. Here's the pitch to McCann. And the fastball misses upstairs. 3-0. McCann batting 176, 2 homers, 11 RBI, 524 OPS. Odorizzi from the stretch. And the fastball misses inside. Good job there by McCann. Wow. Oh, that's how you know Odorizzi is really struggling. He just walked McCann on 4 pitches. And the fastballs have all been way upstairs. He's really had trouble with his command. And hopefully the Mets can continue to take advantage of it. Should have the top of the order coming up. So first and second, 1 down. My girlfriend thinks I'm plenty awesome. Well, I'm glad. 1 out, first and second here in the bottom of the second. Nimmo coming up top of the order for the Mets. Odorizzi from the stretch. See if Nimmo could drive a single here. And the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. 1-0. His pitch count's got to be getting up there a bit. Yeah, he's already at 37 pitches with only 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Texas Liberty in the chat. What's going on, man? Tana, you were about to mention the play-in. Oh, yeah, I got sidetracked because something happened in the Mets game. I'll mention it in 1 second. Here's the 1-0 by Odorizzi. Guillermo leads from second. Here's the pitch. Nice pitch there. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-1. Yeah, the play now that I think back about it, the Giants return a kick right out of the break at halftime after they got their asses. I think they were down 13-0 maybe, or 6. I can't remember. And they return a kick, I think, to start the second half for a touchdown. And then the Giants kick off, and the Ravens return a kick for a touchdown. And the air just fell out of me. Like you went from here's the 1-1 and the curveball in there for a strike, 1-2. You went from extreme euphoria to, oh, my God, we're right back in the Super Bowl to we're dead. So I think that was the most gut checked I've ever been as a Giants fan when the Ravens returned the kickoff for a touchdown right after the Giants did back-to-back kickoffs for touchdowns. I don't think you'll ever see that again in a Super Bowl. So first and second, 1 down. It'll be 1-2 to Nimmo. And Sal, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'll get to that in 1 second. As Nimmo called timeout, he says, crazy Marlins at Ozuna, Yelich, and Stanton as an outfield. Yeah, Sal. I mean, there's so many other. I mean, on that same team, Sal, they also had what's his name? The catcher that's now in the Phillies. That's really good. Why am I forgetting his name right now at the top of my head? But he's really good too. They had him on that team. The Marlins have had so many great players over the years, right? They had Miguel Cabrera at one point. They don't pay their players because they don't have an owner. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung and missed. So Nimmo goes down, 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Big strikeout there for Odorizzi. Real Muto is Matthew Stein just said it. JT Real Muto was also on that team, who is arguably one of the top 2 or 3 catchers in baseball, along with that outfield. Yeah, Ozuna, Yelich, and Stanton. Yelich went on to win an MVP after he left. So did Stanton, maybe not, but Stanton. I know Stanton won an MVP with them, but obviously, he's done great with the Yankees. Marte coming up, hit by a pitch and run, batting .298, 11 homers, 48 RBI. See if Marte could get a 2-out RBI. The Mets have been good at this situation all year. Here's the pitch by Odorizzi. Fastball misses. Oh, wow. This umpire strike zone has really been expanded. That was a good 4 inches off the plate, and Marte is shaking his head in disgust. Calls it a strike. I can't complain too much, though, because we were the benefit of a few calls in the top of the second. Here's the 0-1. And the curveball misses downstairs, 1-1. Come on, Marte. Line is single, baby. Odorizzi takes his time. Comes to the belt. And here's the 1-1 to Marte. Fastball misses way upstairs. 2-1. Good job there laying off. Braves versus Mets. Yeah, Texas Liberty. Unfortunately, I know last live stream I said I was going to do both. I'm actually going to the game now. My friend's like, let's get tickets. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I'm going to have to end this stream at like 4:05 regardless of where it is in the game. Hopefully it's over by then, but it's not looking like it will be. And then I'm going to the second game. So I'm going to go to tonight's game and tomorrow's game. So I'm really looking forward to it. Here's the 2-1 to Marte. And he chases a curveball out of the zone. 2-2. Not a good job there by Starling. Odorizzi had him fooled. I don't remember the exact section, Jeff, but I know it's on the lower level. It's either down the right field line or the left field line. I don't remember though. They were $60. I could tell. No, tonight was $40. Tomorrow's $60. I actually think tonight's might be even better. So tomorrow's are right in the corner, not like by where the home run is, but like in the corner, still in foul territory, in one of the corners. I don't remember which one. And then today, I think we're a little bit closer to home plate, but again in the 100s. It'll be a 2-2 to Marte. And swung on, driven in the air to right field, giving chase. And that's going to hit the netting, foul. So we'll do it again. Acuna thought he had a shot at it. You're in the 500s. 500s are fine, man. As long as I'm going to be honest with you, man. I feel like almost any seat in Citi Field, you have a pretty good view. But if you're in the 500s, obviously the ideal spot, you probably want to be close to behind home plate. That way you get a good vantage point of the field. If you're in the corners, you're going to have some blind spots. But yeah, I don't mind sitting in the 500s or the 400s or whatever. I prefer, obviously, behind home plate or as close to home plate as you can get. So that way you get a good view. But I don't mind those seats. It'll be a 2-2 here to Marte. And that's chopped on the ground, back up the middle, and they'll step on second. That'll do it. We'll go to the top of the third. Mets lead 2-0. You have the 41-game plan. I used to get the 41-game plan. What's great about that is I didn't do it this year. I thought about it. But what's great about the plans is if the team makes the playoffs, you get face value playoff tickets, which is great. I used to get the plan almost every year. One time I had full season tickets. Then I had what you have. And then I had the weekend plan. But yeah, man, it's fun. My fave seats are the ones about where the banners are. Where the banners are. I'm trying to think where the banners are. The retired numbers are in left field. Where are the banners? I'm trying to remember because I know there's banners by the bullpen when you walk in the back entrance, but that's obviously not visible from the field. There's hanging banners, I think, in terms of the flagpoles. Where's the I'm trying to remember where the banners are at the ballpark. Oh, they're not, Jeff? I think they are. I mean, I had it in 2015. I had the plan and they were face value. You obviously pay a lot more than a regular season game, but I got them for face value. But it was like, I think if I remember correctly, the wild card round was about 1.5 times the price for or the NLDS round, because I think at the time, because we didn't play a wild card. The NLDS was about 1.5 times the normal cost of a regular season game. Maybe it was double. I think it was 1.5 though. And then the NLCS was about double to maybe 2.5 times the face value price of a normal game. And then the World Series was about 3 to 4 times the price of it. of a regular season game, face value. But the thing was you had to pay it all up front. And then if they didn't play a game, you would get reimbursed by the Mets. And it took like a month to get your money back. So we go to the top of the third. Mets lead 2-0. Muta Grouse says, my family had season tickets. That's awesome, man. You do great play-by-play and commentary. Sound a little bit like Mad Dog Russo. I appreciate that, man. Welcome to the channel, man. I normally do Giant stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot more New York Giant stuff once the season gets underway. But I try to mix in the Mets when I can, especially this year, man, because we're doing good. I'm a diehard Mets fan. And I'll definitely be doing, more of these as things start to heat up down the stretch. I also do a ton of Knicks stuff. If you're a Knicks fan, I do a lot of Knicks play-by-plays. They're showing a praying mantis on the telecast. What is this guy doing? They're showing this praying mantis climbing the netting. Here's the pitch by Peterson. Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the gun. Jeff, I got Game 3 World Series tickets for 80% of face value. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Here's the 0-1. And there's a fastball chopped on the ground. Lindor fields it. He'll flip over to the bag. 1 up, 1 down. Quick out there. I'm pretty sure the hanging banners are about 50 left to the left field pole. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm sure they have it. I'm just trying to remember where it is on the field. I know the retired numbers are in left field. And Mass Deadly Dashy, man, thank you very much. As Austin Riley steps up here for the Braves. He says, I'm afraid that the Mets will beat my Reds again, and my Reds play y'all next after we leave Milwaukee. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Swung on and fouled off. I'm not going to lie to you, Dashy. I know you're a huge Reds fan. I'm going to be very disappointed if we don't beat you guys. I mean, we should. I mean, the Mets are a really good team this year. The Reds are struggling. We should. We got to take at least 2 out of 3. I'm hoping for a sweep. Curveball misses outside. 1-1. Man, the Reds used to be good, though, man, for a bit. I remember one of the greatest Met games. Well, I don't know if it was one of the greatest, but here's the 1-1. There's a curveball hit on the ground of Lindor, fielded cleanly. He'll flip over to the bag. 2 down. We played you guys in 99 in a 1-game playoff. And I remember being on pins and needles for that game. I can't remember who started that game. It might have been Leiter. I can't remember. Alfonso, that was the big game for Alfonso. He had a huge game in that game. I think he was like 3 for 6, drove in like 6 runs. He had a big game. But you guys had a really good team that year. And you had a couple of other good teams. Sean Casey was a really good player for you around that time. Of course, you had Barry Larkin in the mid-90s, was really good. Won an MVP, I think, in 95. Matt Olson stepping up here for the Braves. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, that's driven in the air to right field. That'll hang up for Marte, and that'll do it. So a quick inning, finally. As we go to the bottom of the third, the Mets lead 2-0. It was Leiter. Okay. That pitching staff was not very good that year. Who do we have pitching the playoffs? We had Leiter. We had Hershiser on that staff. We had Masato Yoshi. Of course, we had Rick Reed. Who's Bobby Jones, probably, right? Then in 2000, you had Mike Hampton as the 1. You had Leiter as the 2. You had Reed as the 3. And you had Jones and Glendon Rush. Glendon Rush actually pitched good for the Mets that year, and he pitched good out of the bullpen in the playoffs. The Reds had the evil old witch as the owner back in the day. I'll let her pitch that well. Yeah, I thought he did. I was at that game, Muted Growl. I was at that game. That's one of my favorite Met games I've ever been to. I was young. How old was I? I was about 14. And I was a complete game 1-hitter against the San Francisco Giants in the NLDS. I think it was game 3, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think we won it in 4. And I don't think I was at the deciding game in terms of wrapping up the series. But yeah, Bobby Jones pitched a complete game 1-hitter. The only hit was Jeff Kent. And he had a hard line drive that just, at least from my vantage point, I don't think I ever watched the game on TV after the fact. It looked like it skimmed off Robin Venture's mitt on at third base. And if it didn't, it almost did. And that was the only hit of the game. It was ripped. It wasn't like a cheap hit. But Jeff Kent got the only hit for the Giants. I was also at the game where Benny Agbayani handed the ball to a fan. That was funny. The other Met playoff game I went to was I went to the NLCS game 2, was it, in 15? It might have been game 1. It was the game that Harvey pitched. I think it was, I can't remember if it was game 1 or game 2, but I was at that game. I was freezing. I was freezing the entire game. I sold my season tickets because I got a lot more money, and I paid face value for standing room only for the game. And that was a good game. Here's the pitch to Lindor, and the fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. Favorite Mets closer? Right now, it's Edwin Diaz, man. Here's the 1-0 to Lindor, and the fastball swung and fouled off. I mean, who do you have to choose from? You got Benitez, who I actually think was underrated by some Met fans, but he did choke in the big spot. But he was really good for the Mets for a few years. John Franco, listen, I love John Franco. He was a captain. But John Franco always scared the hell out of me. He was a junk ball pitcher that, tried to get people to chase. But he was a good Met, but definitely didn't feel super confident when he came into the games. Here's the 1-1 to Lindor. Fastball swung and missed upstairs. Braden Looper wasn't very good for a bit. Bobby Parnell was not good. Billy Wagner was good. K-Rod was not very good as a Met. I would probably go Wagner, but Diaz is getting close, man. Here's the 1-2 to Lindor. And the fastball misses upstairs, 2-2. You were at the double play at home. Oh, you're talking about the game where the Mets scored, where they scored 2 runs? Where I think was it LaDuca who slid home? I can't remember. Here's the 2-2. Lindor drives that. Who called it? I said a 3-hit game for Francisco Lindor. He almost hits a gapper. Acuna fields it. They're going to hold him to a single. Good play there by Acuna, but that was ripped off the bat of Francisco Lindor. So far, he's got 2 hits. I said 3. Hopefully, he gets 5. But he's going to lead off the bottom of the 3rd with a single. Nicky Sav! Good to see you, man. What's going on, Nicky, man? Thank you so much for popping in. Got to meet you yesterday at FanFest. That was a lot of fun for the Giants. And Jeff, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, 43K subs. It's I wouldn't say it's my full-time job, but it's definitely part of my income for sure. But not my full-time job. Not yet. You're a Knicks fan? Man, come on back, man. I do the play. I love doing play-by-plays for Knicks games. It's a lot of fun. And I'm going to do a lot more this year. Last year I kind of took a break because I had some other things going on in my life, but this year I plan on getting back to it. The year before I did like 60 games. So I try to do a lot of Knicks games. Alonso's going to step in from the right side. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 3rd. Odorizzi from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Alonso, and the fastball or changeup misses inside. Pete able to check the swing. If they get Donovan Mitchell, definitely got it. Oh, I'm doing Knicks games regardless. I'm excited for the team regardless. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell is going to make me a lot more excited, Frank. I saw Jeff says he hates the Brunson signing. I actually disagree, but I understand. A lot of Knicks fans seem kind of split on that signing. I understand his market. For his market, it seems like they overpaid. I'll explain my line of reasoning, why I actually like the signing. He checks Lindor back to first. At least this year, and the market's only going to go up, but I think this year he's the 14th highest paid point guard in the NBA, 13th or 14th, I can't remember. And I think that's about where his market should be, especially when you factor in he's relatively young still. I think he's only, 25, 26. He's not an incredible athlete. He's not a guy with an immense ceiling with, say, a guy like Damian Lillard or something like that. But he's a really headsy player. He's a smart player. And he's never really gotten an opportunity. Here's the 1-0 to Alonso. And that is swung on, hit in the air to left field. That'll hang up. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. But he's never really gotten an opportunity, at least in my opinion, to be a full-time distributor, right? Because he's been with Dallas. And that's Luka's squad, right? Luka kind of runs the point. And I was impressed, man. I was impressed with Brunson, what I saw, what he did in the playoffs against the Jazz when Luka was out. Yeah, he's a headsy player. I think he's a smart player. And I think he's going to add a lot to this team. I think he's going to improve a lot of the players around the Knicks squad. I think he's going to make Barrett a better player. I'm excited to see what he can do with Obi Toppin. You think about Mitch Robinson. He's never really had a true point guard to work with. So I think the Brunson move is good. The only issue I potentially have with the Brunson move is I think it's a move that requires you to make another move, right? If you don't make another big move with it, and whether that be Donovan Mitchell, whether that be somebody else this year, next year, whatever, you gave up a lot, right, to get him between, surrendering draft picks, trading back. So I think the Knicks have to be proactive and they need to make a couple of other big moves. But I think it was a good move. I think he's going to improve a lot of the other players on the team. Vogelbach steps in, 1 out, 1 on. And the fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Do I want Grimes to start over Fournier? I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think Grimes is a good fit for the Knicks. I'd be more open, actually, as crazy as it may sound to some Knicks fans, I'd be more open to trading quickly than trading Grimes. I think Grimes is a better fit for what we need. Here's the 0-1 to Vogelbach. And a fastball swung on and fouled off, 92 on the gun. Oh, well, Jeff, I think the hope is those picks don't end up in the lottery. I think that's the hope, right? And a lot of the picks the Knicks have acquired have been protected picks as well. So we'll see what we end up giving up, right? In a Donovan Mitchell trade. So 1 out, 1 on. It'll be an 0-2 pitch here in the bottom of the third to Vogelbach. He had a line drive base hit his first time up, drove in a run. And the fastball misses way upstairs, 1-2. Yeah, and I think I was going to say, Noah took the words out of my mouth. That's why I like Grimes. He's a better defender. And if you look at last year for the Knicks, I mean, what was the one dramatic change with the team was our perimeter defense got so much worse, right? Losing Reggie Bullock, and Grimes seems to be a plus defender with offensive potential. So I'm not gonna hang up a Donovan Mitchell trade if we have to include Grimes, but I'd prefer to keep him. I like him. So it'll be a 1-2. But he could turn out to be a guy like Iman Shumpert, who we clearly overrated as a fan base. Who was a good defender, but never evolved into anything offensively. Odorizzi will call a timeout. Braves will talk it over at the mound. 1-2, 1 out, runner on first. The moves they're making equals nothing better than this. I agree, Jeff. For this year, I agree. I agree. We're not a title contender yet. We're not even close. But if you get Mitchell, you're not there yet. I think it still requires another move. And this is a multi-year process. Maybe next year you get that piece. Maybe the following year. But you have to start building. You have to start improving this team. You have to start getting young talent. And the thing that I like about getting a guy like Mitchell, all of a sudden all your key pieces are young. Mitchell's 25-ish. Brunson's young. Barrett's young. So you got something you're building. Here's the 1-2 to Vogelbach. And the curveball misses outside. 2-2. That'll even the count. Appreciate that, Jeff, man. No chest hair. No, I got chest hair, MH, but I ain't showing it. You got to pay for the chest hair, MH. You know that, man. Chest hair don't come free. So an even count, 2-2. Runner on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Odorizzi from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hit in the air. That'll hang up for Swanson. Actually, left fielder's going to call him off. 2 down. I sound like John Jastrzemski. Isn't John? I think I know who John Jastrzemski is. He's the guy that won the WFAN, basically like the American Idol version of WFAN, whatever it was. I forgot what it was called. And then he was doing the overnight shift, and now I think he works for SNY, if I'm not mistaken. I used to listen to John. I actually thought he was pretty good. I liked him. I think he does the Mets now. I think he does the SNY postgame. I've seen him on SNY. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's not the Mets. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And fastball up high. Ball, 1-0. Hey, someone's going to pay for a salad, man. Body knowledge. Chris, I do have a question. What's your prediction in the AFC North division? AFC North is tough to predict, man. It really is, because Cincinnati, I mean, if somebody, they could fall victim to maybe a Super Bowl hangover, and they were kind of a team that got hot at the right time. Here's the 1-0 to McNeil. Swung on a miss with the fastball. But I like Cincinnati, especially when I looked over their schedule. I think they're still good for probably at least 9 or 10 wins this year. Baltimore now is Lamar Jackson back, so you got to respect them. Steelers, you don't know what you're getting. But I never sleep on the Steelers. They never have a losing record. They'll somehow find a way to remain competitive with that defense. Trubisky will be efficient. And they throw it away on the pickoff throw. Lindor's going to go to second. So Mets got a runner now in scoring position. A fortunate bounce there, and we'll see if McNeil could drive in the run. I'm going to go with the Ravens to win the division, though. I think I like the Ravens this year. I think they have a bounce back year. Last year, and I respect the hell out of Harbaugh as a coach. I think the Bengals will make the playoffs, though, probably. But I think I like the Ravens out of the North. Harbaugh's a really good coach. Like I said, Jackson was hurt a lot throughout last year. They had a ton of injuries to their secondary. Not playing a first-place schedule. If I'm not mistaken, I think they finished in last, which is why they're playing us. So they're playing a last-place schedule, which is going to be very favorable for them. I think I like the Ravens out of the North. So 2 outs, 1-1. Here's the pitch to McNeil. Changeup misses outside. 2-1. Jeff McNeil played Little League ball with James McCann. Some interesting facts. Named MLB's best golfer by Golf Magazine in 2019. Once judged at Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So there's some fun facts about Jeff McNeil. One of my favorite players on the team. Another fun fact about Jeff McNeil. He's the only player that I know of, and I'm sure there's others. I'll say it in 1 second. Here's the 2-1 to McNeil. Fastball, that's driven. Base hit, New York Mets. That should play to run. Acuna comes up with it. Lindor to the plate. He's in there. Mets lead 3-0. A big 2-out RBI single double by Jeff McNeil. He advances on the throw, and the Mets take a 3-0 lead. Let's go, baby. Let me change the scoreboard real quick. Mets take a 3-0 lead. I like it. I like it. But yeah, real quick. Fun fact about Jeff McNeil. I think I've said this before. He's the only player that I've ever seen that swings a bat without a knob. He has no knob on the bottom of his bat. And he chokes up a ton on it, but it kind of widens out a little bit, but there's no knob. He's got no knob on the end of his bat. You went on a double date with McNeil's sister. Good for you. What's happening, brother? Mets looking good. Yeah, man. Good to see you, Collins, man. Thank you so much for popping in, man. Want to hear a fun fact? Brady 0 for 4 versus New Orleans. Real? Did not know that. How long have I been calling Mets games? Here's the first pitch. Swung on a miss by Naquin. I call them on and off, so I don't do the Mets games nearly as consistently as like the Giants. I do every game. I would say like 90% of my channel's Giant stuff. Baseball, the games are just too long. But I've been on YouTube for 4 years. I try to do at least 20, 25, 30 Mets games a year. And in this year, I'm going to do more down the stretch, and I'll certainly be doing a lot of playoff games. Here's the 0-1 to Naquin, and a fastball swung and fouled off. 0-2. Dashy says, Chris, I am trying to decide which Bengals regular season game. I'll take a look at your schedule. I mean, I would probably go to like a Ravens game. It's probably, little interdivision rivalry. That should be a really good game. You got the Steelers. That's always fun, I'm sure. I don't know your out of division schedule, but I remember looking at Cincinnati's schedule and being like, it's not as bad, not as tough as I thought it would be for a team that went to the Super Bowl. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I don't remember properly. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Naquin, and the changeup misses outside. 1-2. I'll take a look at your schedule in between innings. Dylan, man, thank you very much. He says, did you see that the Lakers, Knicks, and Jazz report? I did. I don't know how credible that source was. He had a check mark on Twitter. I saw that yesterday. And I said to them, and they said it was going to include Russell Westbrook. My assumption off that hypothetical trade, I don't know if it'll happen, but it makes sense for the Jazz from the standpoint of you would actually get more draft capital for acquiring Russell Westbrook. If I'm the Jazz, I want draft picks for acquiring Russell Westbrook, right? That's a bad contract. He's a guy the Lakers want off the team. As a curveball swung and a miss, that'll do it. We'll go to the top of the fourth. So I think it would be beneficial to the Knicks in the sense that maybe they can make a trade without giving up 6 first if you're able to orchestrate a 3-team trade where the Jazz may still get now 7 first-round picks, right? If they say get 5 from the Knicks and maybe 2 from the Lakers, if you're willing to take on Russell Westbrook. But yeah, I did see that proposed trade where Russ, I think, would be going to the Jazz. We'd, of course, be getting Donovan Mitchell, and a lot of draft picks would be involved in. I'm sure we'd be giving up some young players as well. I did see that, yes. Let me take a quick look at the Bengals schedule. I said I would do that real quick. All right, Bengals schedule. You got the Steelers home week 1. Sets up as a pretty favorable game for you guys. At the Cowboys, hopefully you kick their ass. Then you got at the Jets. You should win that one. Dolphins home. I think you should win that one as well. At Baltimore, tough game. At the Saints, always a tough environment in New Orleans, but I mean, the Giants won there last year. So I think you got a good shot there. Falcons home. At the Browns, I don't know if Watson will be playing it. If he is, that'll be a great game. Panthers home. At the Steelers. At the Titans. Chiefs home. Browns at the Bucks. So your schedule gets tough late. Your last 6 games are tough. Chiefs, Browns. At that point, Watson's probably back. At the Bucks, at the Patriots, Bills, Ravens. That is tough down the stretch. You better clean up early on. That's a tough end to your season if you're a Cincinnati fan. Don't help the Lakers out. Let them deal with the BS. LeBron James cheated. I'm with you, man. Tana, do you notice a drop-off in the pastrami at Citi Field? They still have pastrami at Citi Field. I actually had it there. I haven't had it, though. If you're asking me in terms of the quality, I had the pastrami at Citi. Probably the last time I had it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And I had it in the 500 section. They have like a section there where they have like a pastrami stand. I don't know if they offer it in other parts of the ballpark, but I know they offered it in like the 500 section right behind home plate. I thought it was pretty good. I'll say this, man, and it was good. By no means am I knocking, and I think overall the food at Citi Field is actually very good in terms of the ballparks I've been to. Here's the first pitch by Price, fastball in there for a strike. I will say the last time I went to a Mets game, I got the steak sandwich for the first time, and it was good. But I thought it would be much better. It was not nearly as good as I thought it would be. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses outside 1-1. They had it in center field, by where the Shake Shack is. They have the steak sandwiches. It was expensive too. I mean, it's you expect that when you go to a baseball game, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping for. Here's the 1-1. Curveball misses inside, 2-1. But yeah, I haven't had the pastrami there in at least like 3 years. But when I did have it, I thought it was pretty good. Maybe I'll have that tonight. Here's the 2-1. Curveball swung and a miss. Might have been a changeup. Regardless, off speed, 2-2. Yeah, well, the straws are paper everywhere, man. I mean, you go to Starbucks, the straws are paper. You go to Wendy's, straws are paper. Here's the 2-2. And I'm with you. I get that it's good for the environment, and that's great. I'm always pro environment for sure. But I don't like those straws. I'm not a fan, man. I'd rather just drink out of the cup. Here's the payoff pitch from Peterson to Darno, and the fastball misses inside. So a leadoff walk. We'll see if Peterson can pitch in and out of trouble. He's been able to do that so far today as the Mets lead 3-0, but the Braves threatening here. Top of the fourth. They got a runner on first, nobody out. I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I'm sure there's at least a couple of people in here that go to Mets games. I never pay for parking. I don't think I've ever paid for parking. And I go to at least 15, 20 games a year. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Outside for a ball, 1-0. I've probably been to like 200 Met games since I've been able to drive. Maybe not that many, but pretty close. I've never paid for parking once. I'm trying to, it's exit 9. I'm trying to remember the highway. Fastball in there for a strike on the inside corner. I'm trying to remember the highway, but it's like one of the 9 exits. You actually take the entrance by where the U.S. Open is played, and then you make a right before where the stadium parking is. You go down. I wish I could give you better directions. But I know exactly how to get there because I've been doing it forever. Here's the 1-1. Change up. Take it down low for a ball, 2-1. But basically, it's about a half-mile walk to the stadium. You go right across the bridge. Where the subway comes in. You're right around where the U.S. Open tennis courts are. It's free parking. You don't pay a dime. It's a half-mile walk. I get there in 13 minutes or so, and I don't pay for parking at all. Here's the 2-1. Change up misses outside. 3-1. So hopefully you find it. That'll save you about $25 because the parking's ridiculous. Might even be more than that. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't paid for it since I've been able to drive. Here's the 3-1 from Peterson. Yeah, the bridge. That's kind of where I park. Here's the 3-1 from Peterson. Fastball swung on and fouled off. 3-2. Staying to keep that spot. Yeah, I've parked there too, muted, but where I park now, that actually used to be closed off. So I used to have to park under the overpasses. That used to be closed off where I park now. It's no longer closed off. It's a little bit closer than the overpass. Here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on and fouled off by Grossman. We'll do it again. Grossman kills lefty pitching. Collins is acting like Queens is like the worst area in the world. It's Queens, man. You're not getting robbed. Here's the 3-2. Fastball, strike 3 looking. Grossman didn't like it. He throws the bat down in disgust, thought it was a walk. But I'm going to be fair, man. This umpire's been calling that a strike. It looked like a little high, but he's been calling it a strike. So 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Good pitch there by Peterson. Nobody's robbing you. Yeah, paying $30 for parking. That's getting robbed. Yeah, absolutely. Forget it, man. If you go to Yankee Stadium, which I don't frequent often, I'm not a Yankee fan, change up. Take it for a ball downstairs by Contreras, 1-0. I went to Yankee Stadium, I think only for like the second or third time since it's been opened. Earlier this year with my brother. He had an extra ticket. I said, I'll go. And we paid for parking. Here's the 1-0. Change up on the outside corner, 1-1. And, it's one of those garages right by the stadium. It was like $50. It was something like that. It was ridiculous. It was like $50. Yankee Stadium parking is insane. Here's the 1-1 from Peterson. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Contreras. And the fastball misses upstairs, 2-1. No, Marco, but close. Very close. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses upstairs. 3-1. Good eye there by Contreras to lay off. Fenway parking is really bad too. I've been to Fenway. Last time I went to Fenway, the Mets played. A diehard Met fan will remember this, I'm sure. Changeup swung on a miss. The last time I went to Fenway, I went for the whole series. It was obviously I went there for the Mets, but I wanted to see the ballpark. I'd been there before, but this is years ago. It was the series where Omir Santos hit the walk-off home run against Jonathan Papelbon. I was at that game. I think the Mets took 2 out of 3. That's the last time I've been to Fenway, but I walked to the stadium. I got a hotel and I walked to the stadium. But yeah, the parking I remember is crazy there. Here's the 3-2. Curveball swung on, hit in the air to right field. That's going to drop down. This should get the runner over to third. So the Braves are going to have runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. We'll see if Peterson can get out of it. Need a double play. Need a double play here. Let's go. If you're Peterson, the curveball's been working, man. If I'm Peterson here, man, you want to throw that curveball down in the zone. Try to induce a ground ball to get a double play. Try to get it. It's gonna be tough though. Acuna runs well. Dangerous hitter at the plate. And the first pitch is a curveball. It was probably not exactly where he wanted. It was letter high, but on the outside corner. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Arcia. I thought it was Acuna. Not nearly as threatening. That's fouled off. Strike one, 0-1. RC on the year, 241, 7 homers, 25 RBI. He walked his first time up. I don't know how Arcia runs. Probably has some speed. He's an second baseman. Here's the 0-1. And that is hit on the ground. Backhanded by Lindor. Flip to the bag for one. Over to first. Double play. Peterson gets out of it. Great job of pitching. He's been in and out of jams all day. He continues to find a way to get it done. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. The Mets lead 3-0. Huge double play there. Good job there by Lindor to backhand to get a quick flip over to second. And McNeil with a great turn. Let's friggin' go, baby. Forgot to change the inning, but we're good now. Bottom four, Mets lead 3-0. Peterson has balls. Let's go. Try going to Great American Ballpark, the cheapest park you can pay for. That's awesome. The one ball I've been to 11 stadiums. The next stadium I have to go to, my next road trip, I think it'll be PNC. I've heard several people told me that they love the stadium. It looks great, and the Mets will probably win. The Pirates usually stink, but it's definitely a ballpark I want to go to. That's probably next on my list is Pittsburgh. Grab a beer, boys. Let's go. What's going on, Raphael? Doing it, man. Thanks for popping in. We lost to the Cards yesterday. I don't know how I feel about this. You talking about the Yankees? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw you guys. I think you blew it. Did you blow it in the ninth or so? I didn't watch the game. Didn't you guys blow it, or maybe I'm wrong? I think you did though, right? Clay Holmes blew it in the ninth. I'm not sure where that is. AT&T. I know the Cowboys is called AT&T. Who plays at AT&T? Muted girl. Let me. I always ramble this off when I have this discussion. The ballparks I've been to: Mets, Yankees. I'm not going to count the old Cheyenne Yankee. I've been to Mets Stadium, Yankee Stadium, Camden Yards, the Orioles. I've been to the Phillies. That's 4. I've been to the Braves, the new one. I went to the first year it opened 2 or 3 years ago. That's 5. I've been to the Tampa Bay Rays is 6. I've been to San Francisco Giants is 7. And Colorado Rockies is 8. Anaheim Angels is 9. And I've been to Wrigley and Fenway. So I've been to 11. And I'd say, from an historical context, you have to say Wrigley and Fenway. You're blown away when you walk into those stadiums. But from an optics and from Camden Yards is beautiful. San Francisco Giants is awesome. It's right on the water. Those are up there. The Rockies, actually, I really liked. I thought the Rockies Stadium was really nice. Guillermo's going to lead off, and I love the Mets Stadium. Love it. I think Citi Field is gorgeous. They just need to improve the chop shops on the outside. Here's the first pitch to Guillermo, and the changeup misses outside, 1-0. But the stadium itself is great, Citi Field. Guillermo 1 for 1 with a single, 288, 2 homers, 13 RBI. Changeup in there first, right? 1-1. Yeah, the NL East has great stadiums overall. I agree. The same guy who made the Philly Stadium made the Mets. Same architect. Here's the 1-1. And Guillermo's had a couple of good at-bats. Hit that one right on the screws, but it was right at Arcia, the second baseman. So 1 up, 1 down. Yeah, I have no interest to go to the Marlins. That stadium I'm not impressed by. Unpopular opinion. I don't think Fenway was that good. As much as I love Fenway, I can understand why somebody would say that. The seats are so outdated. They're uncomfortable. They're really thin. But that's part of the lure, I guess, of going to Fenway, right? Nothing's changed. Or at least when I went. Maybe they've changed that since. You've got the pillars in front of you, so there's some obstructed views. So I get it, but at the same time, I think it's a great experience. And if you're a diehard baseball fan, I think everybody should go to Fenway. Here's the first pitch to McCann. And the fastball in there for a strike. Again, this umpire strike zone's been crazy today. Here's the 0-1 to McCann. And a changeup swung on and fouled off down the first base line. It'll reach the seats. 0-2. Fan dropped the ball, but he was able to come up with it in a Piazza jersey. Showing the standings right now, Mets at 67 and 39. They have a 3.5 game lead. Braves at 64 and 43. So obviously the biggest series of the year. We're 2 games into a 5-game series. 4th game will be tonight, day-night doubleheader. Yeah, and I love the bar outside of Fenway. I remember I went there after every game. There's a slider swung on, hitting the air to right field. He'll come in, he'll field it. 2 down. I forgot the name of it, but there's like a bar that a lot of people go to after the game that's right outside of Fenway. Can't remember the name of it. 2 down. Better experience, day games or night games? I'm gonna go night game. Well, I think it depends on the time of year for me. But like when it's really hot, I definitely prefer the night game. Who likes sitting out in 102-degree weather, or 98-degree weather or mid-90s weather, in the bright sunlight, right? So I would say night game during the summer. Here's the first pitch to Nimmo. Fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. Nimmo's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Season versus Atlanta, he's 7 for 31, 226, 1 rib. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Joe says, Chris, you said you paid $40 and $60 to see the Mets tonight. I'm paying $140 to see the Counting Crows, and that's standing. Hey, man, concerts are expensive, dude, because they don't come around, all the time. Last concert I went to, I think, was Billy Joel at MSG. I don't remember how much I paid, but it was probably right around there, and it was not great seating. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, 3-0. But have a good time at the concert, Joe. Did you get wicked drunk? Body Knowledge says. If I remember correctly, I probably did. Yes. Dave Booth says, I've realized I've only been to day games. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Nimmo, and that misses outside. So a 4-pitch walk to Nimmo. The Mets will have a runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th. See if we get something going. Nimmo needs to draw a walk and steal second. Well, he walks, Stanley. He's not much of a base stealer, but I agree. If you're ever going to try to swipe a bag, and he at least has decent speed, this would be the time to do it. Right? You want to get because worst case scenario, if you get thrown out, Marte leads off the bottom of the bottom of the 5th, and he's not a bad guy to have leading off. He's got some speed. He could set the table for Lindor and Pete. So I agree. If he gets thrown out, he gets thrown out. If you get an opportunity here, I'd send him. Maybe a hit and run. Marte's an ideal candidate for a hit and run. He's a righty hitter. Definitely more of a contact guy. Could go the other way, try to drive a ground ball between first and second. Here's the first pitch from Odorizzi, and that misses outside. 1-0. So now you got 1-0. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes on this pitch. It's coming up, Body Knowledge. I don't remember when, but it's coming up. He'll check the runner back to first. Nimmo slides back in safely. I'm trying to remember who's. They mentioned a lot of the guys that are going to be doing it. They said Cespedes may be there, and I'm like, he's not an old timer. I know Keith's going to be there, but I don't think he's going to play. Hopefully Piazza's there. Here's the 1-0. And the fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Hopefully, like Alfonso's there, Piazza's there. Hopefully, they get some of the real old timers like Mookie Wilson. Doc and Darryl, that'd be cool. I don't know if they're going to be there. I know Wright's not going to be there. He had a scheduling conflict. They tried to get him there. They'll check Nimmo back to first. What's going on, Rob, man? Thanks for popping in, man. Ray Ordonez. Is he going to be there? That'd be cool, MILF, man. Best defensive shortstop I've ever seen in a Mets uniform. And certainly up there with almost anybody. Here's the 1-1 to Marte. And the curveball just misses upstairs. 2-1. I can't say he's the best, though, because you got Ozzie Smith, right? I mean, he's incredible. Omar Vizquel. But Ray was pretty close, man. Nimmo with a good lead off first. It'll be a 2-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch swung through the changeup out in front. 2-2. Send him here, man. He's got 2 strikes on him. Send him here. Send Nimmo. We'll see if they do. Odorizzi from the set. Here's the pitch. And that is hit the other way to right field. That'll hang up. Acuña's able to come in and grab it. Marte hit it pretty hard, but he was there. That'll take us to the top of the fifth. Mets lead 3-0. Appreciate it, Joe. Top 5. I once did security of a Met event at bowling alley, and Piazza had to take his shirt off, and the woman nearby was about to possibly. Really? I'm rooting for the Blue Jays heavy tonight. We're only 2 games behind the Twins. All right. Wouldn't mind seeing Duda there. Oh, by the way, I showed you guys the Met shirt I was wearing last stream was a Duda shirt. So I got a different Met shirt on today. Who are you guys going to guess? It's a former Met. Who are you guys going to guess? Whose Met shirt am I wearing today? Day games, blue skies, and baseball. All right. Kaz Matsui was a name thrown around too with Jose Reyes. Oh, man. Kaz Matsui, dude. What a horrible signing that was. The Mets actually moved Jose Reyes to second base for a year to let Matsui play short, and then they switched him. What a horrible signing that was. Murphy, Granderson, Alfonso, Beltran, Cespedes. Mets get all right. Somebody guessed it. Somebody guessed it. Yoenis. I do have a Harvey shirt. But yeah, I got Yoenis. And love chat. Let's block them out of the chat, please. Nope, not Looper, not Daryl. Number 52. Oh, the sweet pain, Body Knowledge says. Don't get on a horse with that shirt. Yeah, don't get on a horse. Don't swing golf clubs. Didn't he get hurt swinging golf clubs too? I remember that, right? Jeff, I want to say it's not half. It's less than half. But it's a decent amount. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's a decent amount. It's definitely less than half though. No, I have not gotten an Evan Neal jersey yet, Raphael. I was going to, and I'll get to it in 1 second. Here's the first pitch from Peterson here in the top of the fifth. Fastball in the inside corner. I was going to get an Evan Neal, and then I heard from Jordan Renan that there's a good chance he may change his number from 70 to 73, his college number. If not this year, then in the future. So I'm like, all right, I'll hold off. Here's the 0-1. Curveball swung and a miss. Swung over the top. 0-2. But you know I love the offensive lineman. Yeah, it's probably around there, Milfman. Here's the 0-2. And that's in the dirt. 1-2. Did Jones really look bad? Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed with the curveball. Nice pitch by Peterson. Yeah, I'm streaming all the Dimes Pats. I'm doing all the preseason games. I'm not sure which channel that's going to be on. I'm not sure which channel it's going to be on. Last inning for Peterson. It may be on Bad Dogs, maybe on mine. He never goes more than 5. He's at 67 pitches. He might be able to go 6. We'll see. But yeah, he doesn't normally go deep in the games. But he's gotten the job done today. Acuna steps up. He's over 2 with a ground out and a fielder's choice. Curveball on the outside corner. Nice pitch. 0-1. What do you think of Noah Syndergaard going to the Phillies? I mean, good for them. I'm not too worried about him. He's not the same pitcher he was. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Change up in the dirt. 1-1. He's been okay this year, though. His ERA is around 4. It's like 3.9. And I saw him at the beginning of the year. I don't know if it's changed since, but he didn't look like he had near the same stuff he used to. Here's the 1-1 by Peterson. Curveball, that is drilled to left center. That's going to be a gapper. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That should be a double for Acuna. And he's in there with a double. So 1 out, double, top of the 5th. I saw a Turk Wendell Mercury Mets jersey on eBay for $150. That's a great jersey. Listen, Turk Wendell is like a cult favorite of Mets fans. Like, if you're a fan of, like, any team maybe outside of the Braves or the Phillies, you probably don't even know who the guy is, but Mets fans absolutely loved him. One of my favorite Mets of all time. He had the shark tooth necklace. He always used to spike the rosin bag. Number 99. Go for it, man. I love Turk Wendell. So runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Peterson from the stretch. Dansby Swanson at the plate. Righty-lefty. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. As far as somebody, I think somebody asked me how Jones looked. Jones didn't look good. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Jones looked bad yesterday. And the offensive line looked bad too. But, yeah, Jones looked bad. But it's practice. I'm not going to go crazy, but I gotta call it how I see it. Jones was bad yesterday. Acuna takes a lead off second. 1 out, 1 on. Fastball swung on and missed. On the outside corner. Blew it by Swanson. Swanson 0 for 2 today. Do I recall Randy Myers? Yeah. He was a reliever. It's an 0-2 for Peterson. And the curveball hit the other way. That should hang up for Marte, and it does. He fields it, turns, throws to third. It's going to be a close play. Oh, I thought he got him. Guillermo wants a challenge. What a throw by Marte even to make that a play. He caught it. He had to turn around. He threw a bullet towards third, and he might have got Acuna. They're on the phone. They're discussing whether or not they're going to challenge it. What a throw by Marte on a dart. A one-hopper. It's close. It's hard to tell from that angle. Oh, it's so close. I need like a freeze frame. I don't know. I need a better angle. I need a freeze frame. It is so close. I feel like it's one of those plays though that it's if they're gonna leave it the way it was called because it's so close. It's like a bang. It's a little. All right, I can't tell if his hand's on the bag yet. They have a freeze frame now. The glove's on him. It's hard to tell if the hand is touching the bag. It's so close. I don't think they're going to overturn this. But they might. I hope they do. They're zooming in on it. It's really hard to tell if the hand's on the bag yet. Regardless, a great throw by Marte even to make this close. Acuna's got speed. Bad decision by Acuna there. Because a single is going to score you anyway with 2 outs from second. And it's not like you could score on a productive out from third. The only thing it really changes is if there's a wild pitch. No outs, you obviously go for it there. But with 2 outs, I don't know. Jeremy Burnett's Wet Like Water says, what about him? Huge bust. Came up as a Met, then the Mets brought him back. He sucked both times. Was really good with the Brewers. Hit 40 home runs a couple of times, I think. See if they overturn this. They're going to rule him safe. I had a feeling. I think if they originally called him out, they would have kept it. It's one of those plays where it was just way too close to overturn. So I'm not surprised by the ruling. But 2 outs, runner on third. It was definitely worth the challenge, though. It was definitely worth the challenge. It was close. No, I'm going to the game, Marco. So, no, I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'm going to go to the game tonight, too. So, I'm probably not going to be able to finish this stream. Originally, I wasn't going to the game, and I decided to. And I'm probably going to have to end the stream like 5 or 6 minutes after 4. Here's the pitch by Peterson. Curveball just misses on the outside corner, but I'm going to the game tonight and tomorrow. But I will be streaming a lot more Met games. I promise you that. So 2 outs, runner on third, 1-0. Riley at the plate. Of course, he's been the Braves' best hitter this year. He's been incredible. Here's pitch, and that's in the dirt. Take it for a ball, 2-0. Peterson, probably a good chance pitches around him here. He's going to definitely pitch it very carefully. It's a righty-lefty matchup. But then the risk that you run there is you bring the tying run to the plate, right? But you don't want to give Riley anything to hit here. But I don't expect him to. I think he's going to pitch him carefully. Here's the 2-0. And the fastball, he went after it. It's hit in the air, popped up. McNeil's underneath it, and the Mets get out of it. I think I could be wrong. Maybe it's 4 to 5 innings. I think Peterson has had a runner in scoring position. If it's not every inning, it's 4 out of the 5. But he hasn't given up a run. He's been able to pitch in and out of trouble. He does it again as the Mets are coming up here in the bottom of the 5th. Good job by Peterson to get out of it. Let's go, baby. Rain out the Mets. Christian B, from where I was sitting, it was hard to tell. Here's what I'll say. Because I wasn't really just zeroed in on him because I was sitting pretty far away. The offensive line as a whole was bad in pass protection. I'll tell you that right now. Bad. Very bad. In fairness, the Giants blitzed like every play. So we'll see how they look against the different defense. But I got to be fair, man. The offensive line was really bad yesterday. The first team offense didn't really have much flow. What Mets player do you think is the most underrated all time? That's a good question. Now, when you ask that, I don't know if you mean that by Mets fans or by baseball fans, like in general. Because I say it all the time. I think Keith Hernandez belongs in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's a joke that he's not. I think he's the greatest defensive first baseman of all time. And, he's got an MVP, won 2 World Series with 2 different teams. He's a great hitter. So I think Hernandez belongs in the Hall of Fame. So if I don't think he's underrated by Mets fans, but I think he's underrated in terms of that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Most underrated player by Mets fans. That's a good question. I got to think about that. I think Mets fans appreciate Alfonso, but I always loved the hell out of him, man. He was so clutch. I'm trying to think of. Beltran. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's a good one, Growl. I think that's a good one. For obvious reasons. So a lot of Mets fans hate on Beltran because of the strike 3 looking. But Carlos Beltran is one of the greatest Mets of all time. I think that's a good one. It probably is Beltran. I think that's a good one. Murphy, I think Beltran's a better one. I love Murphy. Murphy's one of my favorite Mets, but I think it's Beltran. Odorizzi, curveball on the outside corner to Lindor. Lindor 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. I think Asdrubal Cabrera is a good one too. I loved Cabrera in 2016. He carried that team with an injury. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Lindor swings right through it. But overall, I think I'll go with Beltran. I agree with that. 0-2 to Lindor. And Lindor will step out. I think he is by certain members of the fan base, Devontae. I think he is. Here's the 0-2 to Lindor. And the fastball misses way upstairs, 1-2. And you should get your best friend jersey, Nick Gates, since you got to meet him yesterday. Maybe in the future I will. Oh, is it? It's Ron Darling bobblehead day. That's pretty cool. Here's the 1-2 to Lindor, and that's in the dirt. 2-2. Timo Perez, not bad, Seti. He was instrumental in the 2000 playoff run for sure. I still am pissed at him that he didn't run out that ball in the first game of the World Series against the Yankees. Here's the 2-2. And a changeup swung on and missed. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. Timo wasn't here long, though. But, he was definitely a big part of that World Series team. Shinjo. Delgado definitely carried us. I would say Delgado, there's 3 players since I've been watching the team, at least in like a big spot, that were capable of like putting the entire offense on their back. And Delgado did it in 08. Cespedes did it in 15, and Piazza. I would say those 3 guys were like, they were able to like literally carry an entire offense. Delgado in 08 was incredible. He got MVP votes that year. And Alonso swung on and fouled off at the first pitch, a changeup on the outside corner, 0-1. I was at that game, JJ. I went to both games that day. It was a day-night doubleheader. One game was at Yankee Stadium. The other game was at, I don't remember if it was Citi Field. I think it was. I can't remember. It might have been Shea still. Actually, I think it still was Shea. I went to both games. I took the subway from Yankee Stadium to Shea Stadium. Here's the 0-1. And the changeup misses downstairs. 1-1. And, I think he drove in 9 runs. He had a grand slam. He had 2 home runs. He drove in 9 runs that game. And that's kind of what started his second half, like in terms of his hot streak. It'll be a 1-1 to Pete. Mets lost the second game. And the curveball misses upstairs. 2-1. Mo Vaughn, greatest Met ever. Mo Vaughn. Mo Vaughn, I could be wrong. I think he's hit if not the longest, definitely one of the longest home runs ever hit by a New York Met. Well, it was still at Shea. He hit it off the top of the Budweiser scoreboard. It was a monster shot. It'll be a 2-1 to Alonso. And Alonso drills it down the third baseline. That'll reach the seats. 2-2. Out in front of the changeup. Made good contact. Lenny Harris, he was a great pinch hitter for the Mets. Let's go over some great all-time pinch hitters for the Mets in my lifetime. Lenny Harris, Matt Franco. He was a great pinch hitter. Sean Dunston was a good pinch hitter during that time, too. Here's the 2-2 to Alonso. And the fastball in the inside corner. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Ed Kranepool, yeah, for sure, man. He was with the Mets forever. He still owns some Met records. He was with the Mets forever. Rusty Staub, Wilmer Flores, Marlon Anderson, yes, the second baseman. Rusty Staub. And here's Vogelbach, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Would you say Derek Jeter was the best Yankee shortstop ever? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I still don't think he's a top 5 Yankee ever, which some Yankee fans will kill me for, but I don't think he is. But best shortstop, yes. Curveball in there for a strike. Yankees that I would put above Derek Jeter. Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra. That's 5. Mariano Rivera. That's 6. I'd have him 7. Which is a great compliment. The Yankees have had some of the greatest all-time players. But I think I'd have him 7. Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle, Berra, Rivera, Jeter. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. A-Rod was a better player than Jeter, but not as a Yankee. So I definitely have Jeter above A-Rod in terms of a Yankee. Bernie was great. Bernie's one of my favorite Yankees of all time. I love Bernie. Whitey Ford, probably the best Yankee pitcher of all time. What's up, Chris? Dick Vermeil didn't cry in his Hall of Fame speech, which is odd. Yeah, he cried at everything. That is odd. I did get a chance to watch the Kurt Warner movie. It was pretty good. I forgot what streaming service it's on, but it was pretty good. I don't like the Yankees, Jeff. As a matter of fact, I can't stand them, but I like Bernie. Yeah, man. I give Bernie his props. Here's the 0-1. And the changeup misses downstairs, 1-1. I always thought Bernie was a bit underrated, honestly. I respected Bernie's game. He's a great hitter. I like Paul O'Neill, too, actually. There was a couple of Yankees I liked it during that stretch. Didn't like the Yankees. But here's the 1-1. And the fastball misses outside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Vogelbach. And the fastball misses outside, 3-1. Good eye there by Vogie. Should get a good pitch here. Yeah, it was pretty good, Bookend. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was pretty good. Jeter's hands down the most overrated athlete of all time. Muted growl. I used to say the same thing. Here's the 3-1. And that misses in the dirt. So 2 outs, runner on first. I used to say the same exact thing. Jeter's the most overrated player because if he, and I agree with you. If he was on the Royals, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's not Jeter, right? He's still a great player. But I think it's gotten to the point now where people have drilled home that point so much that I don't think he's no longer the most overrated player of all time. Because I feel like that's like outside of the Yankee fan base, I think that's pretty much agreed upon that he was overrated. So I wouldn't say it anymore. I used to say it. I wouldn't say it anymore. But I agree. He is, at least from a lot of Yankee fans, he's overrated. He's great. Incredible. But I agree. But no, I wouldn't say he's the most overrated anymore. Name the best teammate Ewing had during the Riley era. I mean, I loved all those players, man. I mean, Starks, Harper, Mason, Oakley. I would say Oakley, but now Oakley and Ewing hate one another, so they don't get along. And I used to love Oakley. I'd probably go Starks. But that was the problem with Ewing, man. He never had another superstar, man. McKeithen tore his ACL. That sucks. I know he got carted off. Yes, that sucks. He had a lot. DeBuscher. I mean, he had a lot. He probably had 4 Hall of Famers on that team. That was the problem. The Knicks. I always say it, man. Even if the Knicks got him, if the Knicks even had a guy like Allen Houston or Latrell Sprewell in Ewing's prime, they're winning a championship. They didn't even have a player as good as that next to Ewing. You give him Allen Houston in his prime in 93, 94, 95, they won a championship. They never got him the help. You always want. I have a Ewing jersey. It's probably in my attic, but I have a Ewing jersey. Knicks choked hard at 94. Best chance to win with Jordan out, of course. I got to meet Anthony Mason a couple of times, Duran. His son actually played for St. John's, and I'm a huge St. John's fan. And I had season tickets because my friend went to St. John's. So we split a season ticket plan. So I went to a lot of their games for about 3 or 4 years. And Anthony Mason Jr. played there. So his dad would go to a lot of the games. So I got to meet him there, got to talk to him for a little bit, took a picture. And then I got to meet him. He was just at a bar on Long Island that I was at. I got to meet him. Rest in peace. One of my favorite Knicks of all time. So Matzik on the mound. Good lefty. 3.42 ERA, 23 and 2/3, 13 hits. McNeil lead off here for the Mets. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung and missed on the outside corner. '94 was an interesting. Oh, yeah. The OJ trial during the championship. Yeah. Here's the 0-1 to McNeil. And fastball swung and a miss right down the heart of the plate. And another thing I'll tell you right now about Patrick Ewing. If Patrick Ewing played today, in today's NBA, he'd be a freaking monster. Patrick Ewing had one of the best jump shots for a big man in his day. You don't think he would have been able to expand his game to the three-point line? He would have been a monster, Patrick Ewing, in today's NBA. Absolute monster. Here's the 0-2 to McNeil. Fastball hit the other way. Good piece hit there by Jeff. That's going to go down the left field line. Fielded in the corner. Vogelbach will go to second. And McNeil's on with his second hit. First and second for the Mets. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Good piece of hitting there by Jeff. Went up and got it. Drilled it the other way. Yeah, Manuel, that's a good comparison. Joel Embiid. That's a good comparison. Might have even been better. But yes, that's a good comparison. And Kana coming up here. Here in the bottom of the 5th. First and second. 2 out. Oh, dude. Ewing is by far the greatest Knick in my lifetime. Like, it's not even close. Kana coming up 268, 7 homers. He had no rings because of Michael Jordan. And like I said, he had no help around him. 2 outs, first and second here in the bottom of the 5th. And here's the pitch. Curveball swung and a miss. Not that I'm comparing him to Jordan, but give Ewing Scottie Pippen. Give Ewing Scottie Pippen. He'll win a championship. He didn't have anybody close to Scottie Pippen as his Robin. Here's the 0-1 to Kana. And the fastball on the outside corner, 0-2. Matzik from the stretch. Vogelbach with a lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit the other way. That'll reach the seats. We'll do it again. DeMar DeRozan would be MJ in the 90s. I'm going to disagree with that. I feel like people disrespect Michael Jordan so much. And I know where you're going with that because DeMar DeRozan is not a good three-point shooter. And Michael Jordan for his career was like a 32% three-point or 33% three-point shooter, whatever it was. You mean today, in today's NBA, when the three-point shot is so important as opposed to in his era? I'll get to it in 1 second. Here's the 0-2. Curveball swung and a miss. That'll do it. We'll go to the top of the 6th. You mean to tell me today, the hardest worker in the history of sports, nobody outworked Michael Jordan. Nobody was more competitive than Michael Jordan. You mean to tell me today, in 2022, Michael Jordan wouldn't shoot 39 to 40% from three? I guarantee you he would. He would have molded his game around the era. When Michael Jordan played, the three-pointers weren't being chucked up at the rate they are now. He would have absolutely shot 38, 39, 40, 41% from three. He would have worked his ass off. He would have molded his game around the style of play in this era. So no, DeMar DeRozan is nowhere near Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest player who's ever played, and it's not even close. LeBron James not even close to Michael Jordan. Not even close. Let's change the inning real quick. We'll go to the top of the sixth. By the way, I have LeBron second, but he's not even close. Jordan was back today. Yeah, of course he would. He's nowhere near Michael Jordan, Devontae. Nowhere near Michael Jordan. I have Bird over LeBron. I'll tell you what, man. I didn't get a chance to see Bird. I've watched some of the documentaries because you had the show on HBO, and I've seen highlights for Bird, obviously. But you had this show on HBO that came out. I forgot the name of it, the Magic Johnson show, where it kind of, obviously dives into the Bird and Magic rivalry. And then I've watched some documentaries. After I watched that, I'm like, all right, let me watch some more documentaries. I want to learn more about Larry Bird. Larry Bird was a beast. And people say, oh, if he played today with today's athletes, no, bullshit. Larry Bird was a beast. And Larry Bird is the only player that Michael Jordan never beat. Now, granted, it was before Jordan got the great Bulls team. But I think Bird swept them in the playoffs. I think they played twice in the playoffs, and I think he swept them both times. Maybe it was only once. Bird was an animal. He won 3 straight MVPs. I could at least see the argument. I think I'd have LeBron above him, but I could at least see the argument. He definitely deserves consideration. So here we go. Top of the sixth. Mets lead 3-0. First pitch by Peterson. Fastball in there for a strike on 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch by Peterson. Curveball taken for a ball, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Olsen. And there's a fastball, just misses downstairs. 2-1. Yeah, I disagree, Devontae. I don't think Bird's getting destroyed in today's game. And I'll tell you why. Here's the 2-1. Curveball swung on, hit in the air, deep down the right field line, hooking foul. Who just won like the last 2 MVPs in the NBA? Who just won the two MVPs the last 2 years in the NBA? Jokic. Is Jokic this guy that is this incredible athlete? Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Peterson. Larry Bird would be just fine in today's NBA, especially in an NBA where the three-pointer is more relevant. The guy was an incredible shooter. Larry Bird would be just fine in today's NBA. 1 down. Here in the top of the sixth. Peterson's going to come out. Mets will make a change. As the Mets will go to the bullpen. Bird was an incredible passer, man. Not quite as good as Magic in that respect, but he was an incredible passer. And for a power forward, I mean, come on. Name one team that MJ faced that was better than a team LeBron faced in the finals, Chris. I see, this argument is silly to me, AYG. Even if you want to say that's true, which it may be, I'd have to look over every finals team that each player went against. Well, yeah, it's because of the era that LeBron James plays in. LeBron James was a big reason why this era was created, where superstars all pair up with one another. So basically, LeBron, when he won his championships, was on a team where he paired up with other superstars to face other teams that paired up with other superstars. So you may be correct in saying that, But teams didn't do that when Michael Jordan played. When Michael Jordan played, you basically stayed on the team you were drafted with. So it's just based off of era. Had Michael Jordan played in LeBron James's era, he would have been on teams with paired up superstars. So he would have, it's just based on era. So to use that as an argument to support LeBron James over Michael Jordan, I think is false. LeBron James is a big reason why teams do that. He was the first player in his prime to go and pair up with other superstars. Name another player in their prime at the top of their game that did that before LeBron James did. I don't want to hear about Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was like 32. I don't want to hear about Ray Allen. I don't want to hear about Karl Malone. He was done. I don't want to hear about Gary Payton doing it with the Lakers. He was done. Tell me a player when they were 25, 26 years old at the top of his game that called up one of the top 5 players in the sport and then called up one of the top 10 players in the sport and said, let's team up, let's win an easy championship. So I don't feel bad for LeBron James. He created that. So I don't think that's a plus for LeBron James. You can make an argument that teams that MJ played leading up into the finals are better than 100%. You can make the argument. Here's the first pitch to d'Arnaud. And there's a changeup swung on, hitting the air to short. Lindor's there. 2 down. Makes quick work. Chris, what's good, bro? You going to be at the Giants first? I am not. I wish I was, but I'm not going to be there, Styles. Lugo in for the Mets. He's actually pitched really good for us. His last 9-10 appearances, he's been really good. And here's the first pitch. Curveball in the dirt. People talk about LeBron's finals record, but he made it there 10 times. He did. In a very weak East, but he did. Did you know entertainer LeBron James could pass Abdul-Jabbar? Yes. And I think he will. He's obviously going to pass him. Here's the pitch from Lugo. Fastball swung on and fouled off 1-1. No, Navy Blue, I'm going to disagree with you on that. Pippen was better than good. Pippen was great. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think Pippen, here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-2. I think Pippen is one of the most underrated players in the history of the NBA because he played with Jordan. Pippen is one of only, I think, 4 or 5 players ever in the history of the NBA. The 1 year, full year. We'll get to it in 1 second. Here's the 1-2 from Lugo. Fastball misses upstairs. Pippen is one of only, I think, 4 or 5 players in the history of the NBA to lead his team in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals in the same season. He did it the year that Jordan took over for baseball. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses outside, 3-2, and he led that. He almost got that Bulls team to the finals. They almost beat the Knicks without Jordan. Pippen was great. Knicks got the Mets rather got the infield shift on against the lefties. Here's the 3-2. Curveball misses outside. Braves off a runner on. 2-out base runner here in the top of the 6th. I just want to have some fun with that, Mike, when I did the clip on Twitter. Showing the Cubs-Marlins highlight. Not that game means anything. No score there in the top of the 4th. Well, now it's, I guess he got thrown out at the plate. Runner on first, 2 down. And here's the pitch. Curveball misses inside. 1-0. Who's on my Mount Rushmore? I'd have to think, man. It's tough, man. But definitely Jordan and LeBron. I'd have LeBron on my Mount Rushmore. Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour heater. Contreras swings through it. I mean, Kareem's got to be in the discussion. Bill Russell's got to be in the discussion. Will Chamberlain's got to be in the discussion. Obviously, Bird and Magic. It's tough. It's tough. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hit back up the middle, fielded cleanly by McNeil. Will throw over to first, and that'll do it. The Mets will get out of it. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. 3-0 Mets. We'll probably do 7 innings, I'm guessing, because I got to end this around 4, a little after 4. Here, Shaq. I see somebody mentioned Shaq. Here's what I'll say about Shaq. Shaq could have been one of the top 2 or 3 players of all time. I've never seen it, and this includes he was just as dominant as Michael Jordan at his best, or damn near close. Problem with Shaq, he didn't have the longevity because he didn't stay in shape. But Shaq was incredible. There's never been a more dominant center in my lifetime. Not even close. But he didn't keep himself in shape. He could have went down as one of the top 2 or 3 or 4 players of all time. He just didn't do it long enough. Chris, when MJ left the Bulls, they were great. When LeBron left his teams, they were louder. Oh God. You're never gonna get me to agree on LeBron over Michael Jordan. You're just not. So Mets, I'll put us out even if it's the first round of the playoffs. How talented was Shaq was talented. I mean, he couldn't shoot, but for a man of his size to be able to move run up and down the court and jump the way, he was a freak. He was a freak, but he couldn't shoot. What's up, Evan, man? Thanks for popping in. He wasn't skilled in the sense that he could step back and shoot, but he didn't need to. MJ and Curry be a sick tandem? Yeah. What's going on, John, man? I appreciate that. He says, thumbs up, fellas. Appreciate that. Yeah, anybody that may be new, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. I agree about the Kobe mirroring Jordan. I am a guy that I think Kobe just seems more likable to some people over LeBron. I completely disagree with that. I think I would definitely have LeBron over Kobe overall as a basketball player. But I will say that Kobe, in terms of play style, is the most similar to Michael Jordan that I've ever seen. Not as good, but the most similar in terms of play style. But I would have LeBron above Kobe. So here we go. Bottom of the sixth. Garame will lead it off. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. Matzik versus Garame. And Garame's going to try to bunt it. He bunts it right back to the pitcher. Not a bad idea. He just didn't get it where it needed to be. 1 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Tried to drag bunt. He bunted it back to the pitcher. What's up, Richard? Nah, man, we ain't collapsing this year, dude. I'm going to the game tonight and Sunday. I think we're going to take this division. I really do. Ewing top 5 center. I love Patrick Ewing. I'm going to go probably not. He's up. He's close. You got to put Kareem above him. You got to put Russell above him. You got to put Wilt above him. And I think you got to put Shaq above him. I got to think after that. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung and fouled off. He's definitely top 7 or 8. Is he 5th? I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. He's better than Mourning. He's better than Mutombo. I think he's better than Walton. He didn't last long enough. Here's the 0-1 to McCann. Fastball swung and missed 0-2. Moses Malone. Yes. You got, and Hakeem. Yeah. Hakeem's above him. Obviously owned him in the finals. Moses Malone is a very underrated player. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Moses Malone is the first player ever to come out of high school. I could be wrong on that. So, yeah. Yeah, but he's definitely in the top 8 for me. Here's the 0-2. Curveball swung and a missed. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Duncan's a power forward. But Duncan's the greatest power forward of all time. Oh, he's definitely a top 5 Jamaican center. And Nimmo coming up batting 270, 10 home runs, 40 RBIs, 778 OPS. No, Shaq's over Ewing. And here's the first pitch to Nimmo. Curveball in the inside corner. Strike 1, 0-1. But he's certainly one of the all-time greats, Ewing. Braves will play Nimmo straight away. No shift. Here's the 0-1. And he chased. You very rarely see that from Nimmo. He chased the ball way out of the strike zone. A curveball in the dirt. 0-2. Mets might win the division, but they're still going to collapse like they always do. No. I mean, if they win the division at that point, how could they have collapsed? If they lose in the playoffs, they lose in the playoffs. Here's the 0-2. Curveball misses outside 1-2. If they win the division, they're going to get a bye. So at worst, you're telling me they lose in the second round of the playoffs? Is that a collapse? Going into the year, I don't think many people would have said that was a collapse. We play in maybe the toughest division in baseball. Here's the 1-2 to Nimmo. I think a collapse would be us losing the division and getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs as a wild card. Here's the 1-2 to Nimmo. Curveball misses downstairs. 2-2. What's going on, Authentic Man? Good to see you, man. Here's the 2-2 to Brandon. Fastball misses outside. 3-2. Same with and yes, it was a lot of fun, dude. FanFest. Same with the Yankees. ALDS isn't a collapse. Coming into the season, we project to finish 4th in the division. I don't know who the hell projected you to finish 4th in the division. I didn't think you'd be near this good, but I definitely didn't project you to finish 4th in the division. Here's the 3-2 to Nimmo. 2 out, nobody on. And the fastball misses upstairs, so the Mets have a 2-out base runner on first, 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. For me as a Met fan, though, here's what I'll say. At this point, I'm not considering a collapse. If we win the division and get knocked out our first playoff series, which would be the second round, that's not a collapse for me. But for me to be satisfied, we got to win the World Series. But for me to be at the end of the year, when all is said and done, and 3 months after the baseball season, for me to be like, we met expectations at this point, NLCS. We have to make an NLCS appearance. And anything more than that is exceeding my expectations because the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. I think we could definitely beat them with a healthy Jake and Max, but I would give them obviously a slight edge. Here's the pitch to Marte. Fastball misses outside 1-0. Runner on first, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. The Mets haven't been nothing in years. I mean, we got Yankee fans coming here or Braves fans, whoever talking smack. Have your fun. We got the richest owner in baseball. He's worth as more than the 3 next richest owners combined. There's a fastball outside 2-0. So we're going to be good for a very long time. I promise you. And don't forget the last New York baseball team to make a World Series was the New York Mets. Yankees haven't won since 2009. Haven't been since 2009. Mets made it in 2015. Here's the 2-0 to Marte. Fastball swung on and fouled off. 2-1. Yankees will get smoked by the Astros, so it'll all be good. But that's my favorite thing. That's what Yankee fans always fall back on, and I get it. You're sitting in the high chair. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses inside. Anytime. And I don't go out of my way. It happens to me on Twitter all the time. I'll post something good about the Mets. Yankee fans will come on. 27 titles. 27 titles. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You're the greatest baseball team of all time. Nobody's denying that. 27 titles means shit for 2022. I don't care. And you've only won 8 since the Mets have been playing, by the way, in 1962. Here's the 3-1 to Marte. Fastball misses outside. First and second here in the bottom of the 6th. I won't lie. We probably will get smoked by the Astros. I don't think you'll get smoked by them. I think it'll be a good series. I think it could go either way. But I'd give the Astros a slight edge. First and second here in the bottom of the 6th. I don't use the 27 times. Yeah. We'll never be well, I shouldn't say never, but the Yankees are always going to be the greatest baseball team of all time, but I don't care. I just want my team to win this year. Come on, Lindor, big hit here. Let's go, man. First and second, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Lindor will bat from the right side. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. I said he was going to have 3 hits at the beginning of the day. Nimmo with a good leadoff second. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. Come on, Lindor. Oh, plenty of people do, Christopher Ewing. Trust me. They show the rings or the banners or whatever. Here's the 1-0. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-1. And then the other thing that Yankees fans always do. Mets fans have a little excitement, as they should, when they win the Subway Series. Congratulations on your July championship. We'll be playing in October. Just give us a little credit. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Lindor. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. Good job there by Lindor to lay off. You're damn right we love this team card, Coach. Matzik looks in for the sign. Fastball swung on, hit in the air to center field, giving chase. High, far! Gone! I think it's gone. It looked like it's gone. It looked like it hit the orange tape. I think home run. You can forget about it. I called 3 hits for Lindor. I called player of the game for Lindor. Lindor gets his 3rd hit. Lindor hits a 3-run homer. And the Mets lead 6-0. Let's take a quick look at the replay. That's a home run. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. It's a double? It hit the... Oh, does it have to hit above? It has to hit above the orange line to be a home run? It hit the orange line. Maybe it's a double. I always thought if it hits the orange line, I guess I'm wrong. I guess it has to hit above that orange line. It's a double. Regardless, big hit. So what is that? Now it's first and second. So we're only going to get 1 run out of that. It's still 4-0, but we're only going to get 1 run out of that. Now it's 5-0. I'll wait till everything's official. Either way, we got runs. Still his 3rd hit. Never said he was getting a home run. I said he's going to get 3 hits. We got 3 hits. MLB app is 5-0. I'll wait till everything's official. Still an umpire review. Yankee Stadium, that's hitting someone buying a hot dog. You're damn right it is, Shay. You're damn right it is. An absolute bomb by Lindor to center field. What's going on, Jeffy, man? Thanks for popping in, man. Cole confirmed. It's 5-0. Huge hit by France. All right. So we got 5 instead of 6. I'll take it. I'll take it. Pete coming up. So the Mets played 2 runs with a huge Lindor double. And Pete's coming up 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the series. He's 4 for 11, 1 home run, 4 RBI. See if the Mets can close it out, baby. Am I going to do any Rangers games? Probably not. I'll tell you this right now. I don't think, I think I do pretty good with the basketball. I think I do pretty good with, the football. I don't watch hockey enough where I think I could call a good play-by-play for hockey. I would just be like, and he dumps the puck around. It spin, it goes around the boards, past. I wouldn't be able to do it. And with all the line changes, I wouldn't be able to keep up with all the players. I tip my cap to hockey announcers. I don't know how they do it. But maybe if I watched it a lot, I'd feel a lot more comfortable doing it. But no, I don't think I'll be doing that. First and second here in the bottom of the 6th, 2 out. And I do the Knicks, and it's kind of, they play at the same time. Ruff coming up for the Mets, the newly acquired DH from the right side. Giants and Mets playing on the same Sunday in October. Which game are you calling? Ugh. Hopefully not at the same time. Hopefully not at the same time, man. It probably won't be. Playoff games are usually going to be at night. You might have a day game here and there, but they're usually going to be at night. So, and we don't have any Sunday night games. So I doubt that's going to happen. I'll worry about it if it happens. Call to the bullpen. But I doubt that. I don't think that'll happen. So I'm not worried about it. What's up, JJ? Yankee fans feel inferior to the Mets this season, hence all the extra attention there. I don't know. I don't know if they feel inferior. I mean, the Yankees are really good. They still have the best record in baseball. I don't know if they feel inferior, but I don't think this is all Yankee fans by no stretch of the imagination. But there are some Yankee fans that definitely feel the pressure from the Mets because they go out of their way. Like I won't say anything. They'll come on my Twitter page. They go out of their way to dig in. Oh, yeah, just wait until August. Just wait until September. So there are definitely Yankee fans that at least feel a little bit of heat from the Mets. But both teams are great. Both teams might make the World Series. We'll see. I think MLB will try to avoid Sundays as much as possible during October. Well, that too, yeah. Yeah, sure, it goes both ways. But that's what makes it fun. The Braves intentionally walked the polar bear to pitch to Ruff. Yes. Yeah, they must have. I don't have the volume up, but yeah, Ruff's coming up, so they must have walked him. The Mets are notorious for choking. Are they? To me, and don't get me wrong, in 2007 and 2008, the Mets choked. 2007, 2008, the Mets choked. But to me, I mean, the Mets have been to the playoffs. They've been to the playoffs how many times? They've been to the playoffs in 69. They won the World Series. They went to the playoffs in 73 as an 83-win team, I think it was, and they made the World Series. They went to the playoffs in 86, and they won the World Series. They went to the playoffs in 88, and I think they lost in 7 to a really good Dodgers team in the NLCS. They went to the playoffs in 99 as a wild card, and they got to the NLCS and lost in 6 to a better Braves team. They got to the playoffs in 2000 as a wild card, and they made the World Series. That's not choking. Rough coming up for the Mets. Here's the pitch. And a fastball in their first strike. They got to the playoffs in 2006 as arguably the best team in baseball, but they were depleted with injuries to their starting rotation. Everybody was hurt. Maybe you could argue they choked that year, but they had so many injuries to the rotation. Here's the 0-1. Curveball swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. In 2015, they made the World Series with a team that had no business making it. So I don't know. I think that's kind of overblown personally. 5-0 Mets. Last year, yeah, we choked away the lead, but we weren't that good with all the injuries that we had. DeGrom got hurt. Lindor got hurt. Here's the 0-2. Changeup swung on a miss, and that'll do it. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Mets lead 5-0. New playoff, 6 seeds, top 2 bye weeks, 3 plays, 6. Yeah. I appreciate that, Mike, man. Thanks for being here, man. Yankees fans hate that we have the manager that they need. I mean, I don't watch Yankee games. Occasionally I'll put it on when there's nothing else on, but usually the Mets and Yankees are playing at the same time or the same day. Seems like some Yankee fans seem to be split on Aaron Boone. Seems like some Yankee fans have come around to him and they think he's doing a really good job. And some Yankee fans still just don't like the guy. I don't know enough about him. I can tell you I like Buck. I think Buck's done a great job. What's up, Chris Ewing? All you talk about is in the chat is how the Mets. So how do you say that you don't care? You're obsessed. Josh says, Yankees had Buck in the 90s. Yeah, they did. And I still say to this day, Buck probably wins the World Series in 96 with the Yankees. Like, everybody rags on Buck. Buck's a great manager. He's never won. But, I mean, he took a really bad Orioles organization to the playoffs. I think they had 4 straight winning seasons. And 95, give him Jeter. I think Jeter came up briefly in 95, but he won rookie of the year in 96, so he didn't have a lot of at-bats. Give him Jeter. Give him Tino Martinez, who went up against him in 95 with the Mariners. Give him Mariano Rivera, right? I don't think Rivera had much of a role in 95, if I'm not mistaken. Give him that team. He probably could have won. I do think Buck takes some starting pitchers out too early, but overall has been great. Yeah. No, listen, over 162 game season, and the fastball misses outside. Over 162 game season, you're guaranteed, regardless of who your manager is, to get up pissed off with the manager. It's inevitable. But overall, I think Buck's done a good job. Here's the 1-0 from Lugo. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. RC at the plate, batting .247, homers, 25 RBIs. And the curveball in there for a strike. This umpire's had such a wide strike zone today, but I'll take it. Looked a little bit off. 1-2. Dude, I really wanted to meet you yesterday at FanFest, but didn't get a chance to see you. Fastball swung on and fouled off down the third base. Nah, man, next time, Jay, I'm going to the Bears game. If maybe you go to that, I'll be there for that. If not, you meet me next time, man. I appreciate it, though. But that's not to knock Joe Torre. Joe Torre obviously did a great job. Here's the 1-2. Curveball, that's hit hard on the ground, fair down the third base line, and that's going to be a double in the corner. So the Braves are going to have a leadoff double. So Mets lead 5-0, but you don't want any little, you don't want to give them any signs of life here. We'll see if Lugo could get out of it. Arcia ripped that down the third base line. Yeah, it's always been my mentality, muted growl with Buck. Always gets the most out of his teams. Starburst, I'm going with Starburst over Twizzlers. Oh, Stevie Mac. Rojas was garbage. Rojas is bullpen management was as bad as it gets. It was horrible. And Mickey Callaway was a joke. So runner on second, nobody out. Curveball, slow chopper, foul. We'll do it again. I'm going Tuesday, Jay Weir. I'm going to training camp on Tuesday for the Giants. And then I'll be live on Tuesday like I've been doing, just recapping the practice. I'll try to have another Giants YouTuber on with me and talking to you guys. So starting to get pumped up for the season. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on a miss. Good pitch there by Lugo, 0-2. Lugo looks in for the sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Harris. Fastball misses way outside, 1-2. You like the Twizzlers, Devon? I mean, I like red Twizzlers. I'm not a big fan of black licorice, but I like red Twizzlers. But I think I'd still have Starburst above it. I don't really eat either one anymore. Here's the 1-2. Curveball swung and I missed. If I'm gonna go, the last time I ate a candy like that, it was probably like 15 years ago. But if I'm gonna go for like a candy now, it's gonna be like a chocolate bar or maybe like Goobers. I know that sounds like old people's candy, but I like it. Chocolate covered peanuts, Raisinets. But probably like a chocolate bar, like Kit Kat or something like that. Runner on second, 1 out. Acuna coming up. He's 1 for 3 with a double. I look nervous? Nah, I'm not nervous. Not yet. That could change, but right now, no. I got a 5-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Acuna tried to check his swing. They're going to say he held it. 1-0. No, it's a full 9. Crunch bars are good. I'm not a big fan of Butterfingers. I do like Twix. My issue with Butterfingers, here's the 1-0. And the fastball misses inside. 2-0. It sticks to the top of your mouth, man. It's annoying. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good, but I don't know. Not a big fan of the Butterfingers. It'll be a 2-0 here to Acuna. Arcia leads 0-2. Fastball swung on a miss right down the middle. Lugo went after him. Mr. Goodbar's good. That's a good call there, Shay. I could go with a good bar. I don't think I've ever had a full-size Mr. Goodbar. I've had the tiny ones, but I like them. They're good. Payday, actually, I like. I like Payday. Here's the 2-1. Curveball. That looked like a strike. He's going to call it a ball. 3-1. So the Mets get hosed on that one. That looked like it got the inside part of the plate. Snickers is elite for sure. It'll be a 3-1 to Acuna. Fastball swung on a miss. 94. Revved up the engine there. Acuna swings through it. And Adam Ottavino warming up for the Mets. Without the hat on. It is hot. I can't blame him. Here's the 3-2. Fastball, that's lined, and that's going to get through. The Braves will get their first run. So 1 out, runner on first. Top of the 7th, it's 5-1. So those Lindor insurance runs last inning proved to be large right now. 5-1 Mets, top of the 7th. Braves do plate their first run against Lugo. And they got the heart of the order up, I think, right? Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, they're good. Probably going to have to call it a stream after this half inning because I'm going to the next Met game, and I'm leaving around 4:20, 4:25. So we probably won't finish the bottom of the 7th. We'll see. We'll see how quick this goes. Runner on first, 1 out. Dansby Swanson coming up. Career versus Lugo, 1 for 11. Double RBI, 2 strikeouts. I'm going to the game. I'm going to the second game of the Mets doubleheader. I'm going to see Max Scherzer pitch. Got to pee on the stream. Lugo from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hit in the air. And that'll reach the seats, 0-1. If it wasn't for Goldschmidt, Acuna could be MVP. Not this year. He hasn't been that good this year. Today there's a doubleheader, Jai. So what happened was, I'll tell you in 1 second. Here's the 0-1. Pitch from Lugo. Curveball in there. He just called that pitch a ball to the last hitter. It just skims the inside part of the plate. 0-2. So Jai, like in baseball, obviously it's a very long season, 162 games, and it's very rare you even have an off day. So if a game gets rained out, the only way to really make it up is to play a doubleheader. So earlier in the season when the Mets and Braves played, there was a game that was rained out. Here's the 0-2. Fastball in there for a strike. Got a lucky call there, 2 down. So that's what they do. So they must have played earlier in the year, and the game got rained out, and they make it up today by playing 2 games in one day. First game's at 1, second game's at 7. But 2 down here for the Mets. Stream inside the Piazza Lounge. I'll tell you what, if anything fun happens in the game, if it, maybe I'll stream. I don't know. I don't want to piss off the people around me though, so probably not. But maybe I'll put up a couple of clips on Twitter if you guys follow me there. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. First pitch by Lugo. Fastball nearly hit Riley, one of the more dangerous hitters in the Braves lineup. Goldschmidt has to be the MVP in the National League. He's betting like 335. He's got a good glove over at first. Here's the 1-0, and he hit him in the head. Oh, the curveball got away from him. Riley's okay. It looks like he's going to walk it off. So it's going to be first and second for the Braves. You have to question if that's retaliation, but why would the Mets do it here? Why would you put first and second? Because the Mets got hit earlier, and the first pitch by, oh, man. I don't think he'd aim for his head, though. But the first pitch by, maybe it hit him in the shoulder. Maybe Riley got his shoulder out in front. The first pitch nearly hit Riley before that. And then he hit him with the curveball in the next pitch. And somebody by the Mets got hit earlier in the game. I forgot who it was. You have to at least question it with Riley coming up, their best hitter. I'm not saying he did, but I could understand somebody questioning it. Mets going to the bullpen. Tana, go live and then pick a fight with a Braves fan live. Remember, Pilar was bleeding from the face. Oh, yeah, can't wait. It's Cola. Our first preseason game is on Thursday. So definitely be streaming that. Can't wait. Yeah, I agree. JJ, I think I would lean more towards it was intentional if nobody was on base. The fact that somebody was already on base, I think I agree with you. But I'm not ruling it out because he almost missed him with the first pitch. Almost hit him, rather, with the first pitch. And it is their best hitter. But I think it did get away from him. I'm going to agree with Josh. I think it did get away from him. Oh, that's right. It's Cola. You have a new icon now. You got a Rangers icon. You didn't used to have that. But now that you told me, I do remember you were a Jets fan. Well, either way, you're excited too. Your preseason game's starting up soon too. Take it easy, Chris. Have a good night. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see if we get out of the inning, and then I'm going to call a stream because I'm going to the game. You wouldn't retaliate with a curveball? I've seen pitchers retaliate with curveballs, but obviously you send more of a message with a fastball. But, yeah, I think he got away from him. But when it was initially thrown after the first pitch, it was like, maybe. But, yeah, I think you guys are right. I don't think it was intentional. Oh, I forgot. He did hit Travis D'Arnaud. It was on the foot, the one that they reviewed. I forgot about that. Good call, Muted Girl. Yes, I'm still going to tomorrow's game. I'm going to both. I'm going to tonight and tomorrow's game. Jay, we're probably about depends, right? Because there's traffic, especially now. With no traffic, I could get there in a half hour. But with traffic, probably about an hour. So 2 outs, first and second here in the top of the 7th. Big at bat here with Olsen. Ottavino, slider on the outside corner, 0-1. Big pitch there by Ottavino. Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to watch Mad Max and DeGrom tomorrow. I'm going to both. Two biggest series of the year. First and second, 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Ottavino from the stretch. The pitch. Fastball misses downstairs, 1-1. That's right. They got the Jets. The Jets days today. FanFest was Giants was yesterday. Jets are today. So it'll be a 1-1 to Olsen. And a slider swung on, drilled, and that's going to be a base hit. This should play to run for the Braves, and it will. It's going to be 5-2. And they're going to have runners on first and second. So now the tying run comes to the plate. Got to get out of this. Got to get out of this. Got to get out of this. Oh, big hit there by Olsen. Now, yeah, this is big here. What's the record with me and the Mets? I think I've only been to like 3 games this year, actually, and I think they're 3-0. I don't think they've lost when I went this year, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe they lost one. I'll tell you this right now. I was at the game this year. I can't remember if they won or lost the game. They might have lost. I know they won the last two times I went. Slider misses outside to Darno, 1-0. I was at the game this year when Scherzer got hurt. I don't remember if they won or lost that game. I was at that game. So if they lost that game, I'm 2-1. So first and second, 2 down. It'll be a 1-0 pitch here to Darno. And the fastball misses outside, 2-0. Ottavino struggling here. Mets won that game. Yeah, I thought they did. So I'm 3-0 this year. Ottavino looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch to Darno. And that is a slow roller back to the pitcher. He'll flip over to the bag, and the Mets will get out of it. All right. We gave up 2, but you sign up for that. We need 6 more outs. You got Diaz. The one negative I will say, though, guys, it's a doubleheader. So you would have preferred, and we still may get it. Maybe we get some more runs. You would have preferred not to have to use Diaz in the first game. The good news is, though, we got Scherzer going in the second game. Hopefully, he could give us 7-8 innings. So that's the one big negative to come out of that inning for sure. But we only need 6 outs. You got Diaz for the 9th. We should be able to close this out. Good job there by Ottavino to get out of it after he gave up the single. 5-2 Mets. We go to the bottom of the 7th. I am going to head out because, like I said, I'm going to the game. I appreciate all you guys. I had fun today calling the game. I don't know that I'll probably call one game during the Red Series if I'm free. But definitely look out. You know, if you're a Mets fan, obviously the Giants content's going to get up and running now, like now. Tuesday, I'll probably once Tuesday it's and I go to the practice, I'll have a live stream up. Then obviously I'm going to be live streaming the preseason game, and then after that there's going to be a constant flow of Giants content. So, but I'll definitely try to do Mets games for sure throughout the rest of the stretch. But looks like we're going to win. Cross your fingers. We need 6 more outs, but good effort today from Lindor so far. 3 hits, called it. But guys, have a great rest of your day, and let's sweep the doubleheader. Let's sweep the doubleheader. Let's go Mets, baby.